money, shithead!
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Don't fuck with us.
Finishing up our noir month, we're talking about a Coen Brothers movie we've wanted to cover for a long time. It's Lebowski time, baby. The Big Lebowski was written by Joel and Ethan Coen, inspired by the work they did with John Turturro and John Goodman for Bart and Fink, as well as The Long Goodbye, which we discussed last week, and the work of Raymond Chandler in general, as well as a producer they had met named Jeff Dowd, who had been a member of the Seattle Seven, gulped down White Russians, and even went by the Dude.
I lived through the 60s and 70s, and there are elements in my own life that I pull from, and elements of friends that I know and knew, and also the Coen Brothers. One of their buddies is a guy named Jeff Dowd, Jeff the Dude Dowd. His name is actually the Dude. That's how he was referred to, and he was on the set occasionally.
And you all called him Dude?
Dude, yeah.
So they would call you Dude and him Dude?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Couple of dudes.
Couple of dudes.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that weird?
As well as a Vietnam vet they knew named Peter Exline, who lived in a shitty apartment and whose dirty apartment had a little rug that tied the room together. Whose fellow Vietnam vet was a private eye who helped him track down a stolen car that a teenager had taken. At a certain point, the Coens ran to Jeff Bridges and told him they were writing something for him. He'd also written parts for John Goodman as the Dude's Vietnam veteran friend Walter, and Steve Buscemi as Donnie, as well as for their friend John Turturro, who they had seen act in a play in the late 80s playing at Pederast, and they wrote the Jesus to really let him run wild.
It was definitely the Dude we wanted. I think he did have a good time making the movie.
He got to eat whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, it was clear to Jeff that the character wasn't into this sort of Los Angeles health, fitness, and beauty, and that he could sort of let himself go, which he probably kind of enjoyed even just for that.
Well,
One
thing he did take from the real character, the real Dude, is, the real Dude is quite overweight, and I think when Jeff met him once, and I think he looked at him and went, okay, yeah, I can kind of let my waistline go for this part.
About all Jeff wanted to know, actually pretty consistently, yeah. Jeff Bridges, the beginning.
The Coens went on a long casting session to try to find the older, big Jeffrey Lebowski, going for some really surprising actors, including Anthony Hopkins, Jack Nicholson, Gene Hackman, Tommy Lee Jones, and even Marlon Brando. Kristina can read out the whole list. They eventually cast David Huddleston. The cast also includes Tara Reid as Jeffrey Lebowski's young wife, Julianne Moore as his daughter Maud, Ben Gazzara as the pornographer Jackie Treehorn, Peter Stramer as Uli the Nihilist, and Phillip Seymour Hoffman as Mr. Lebowski's assistant, Brant, as well as a cool, easy narration provided by Sam Elliott as a rambling cowboy.
I've seen London, and I never been to France, and I ain't never seen no queen in her damn Dundies.
The screenplay was written in the early 90s, around the time they wrote Bart and Fink, but since John Goodman and Jeff Bridges had other projects, it didn't get made until after Fargo.
Ever thus the deadbeats, Lebowski?
No, don't do that. Not on the rug, man.
See what happens, Lebowski?
The Dude comes home from the grocery store, and two guys are in his house breaking stuff and waterboard him in the toilet, demanding he give Jackie Treehorn his money even though his wife owes it. After realizing it's a case of mistaking identity, and it's another Jeffrey Lebowski, they pee on his rug and then leave. This sets off a wild, anarchic set of events where Walter Sobchak convinces the Dude to track down the other Mr. Lebowski, a crippled but very rich businessman who doesn't want to replace his rug. But the Dude steals a rug anyway, and then he's called back by Jeffrey Lebowski, whose wife has been kidnapped by an unknown ransomer. Convincing the Dude to act as a courier for $20,000, taking the $1 million ransom to the drop-off point, things go awry when Walter comes along and throws his dirty undies out the window instead.
What the? Have they called yet?
What the hell is this?
My dirty undies, dude. Laundry. The whites.
Walter, I'm sure there's a reason you brought your dirty undies, man.
That's right, dude. The weight. The ringer cannot look empty.
Walter, what the fuck you thinking, man?
You're right, dude.
The Dude, Walter, and Donnie have a bowling team that's going through a tournament this whole movie. The Dude is repeatedly beat up, including getting punched while meeting the pretentious artist Maud Lebowski, who hires him on the side to get back the $1 million that her father stole from the charity fund, as well as Jackie Treehorn, the pornographer, who drugged him in Malibu, and who offers him a percentage of the money if he gets it back from Lebowski's wife. He also has his car stolen by a teenage boy, losing the money briefcase, or what he thinks is the money briefcase, and is repeatedly mauled by German nihilists from the band Autobahn, who want the ransom money. Dude is really taking it from all sides as he tries to get his facts together, and every time they get a bit of a chance, Walter immediately fucks it up. The Big Lebowski is one of those classic Coen Brothers movies combining hapless characters, inevitable plot twists, convoluted kidnapping plots. Almost every character isn't quite what they seem at first glance, with the exception of the dude, of course. It's funny they ended up having to make it back-to-back with Fargo, their other most famous movie about a convoluted kidnapping plot. It's probably one of the top 5 most quotable movies made in the last few decades. It's also a really interesting time capsule, as they chose to accentuate the Gulf War happening in the background.
For collective action, this will not stand. This will not stand, this aggression against Kuwait.
And yet it's timeless, and the characters are kind of timeless, trapped living through decades past. Both the dude and Walter living through the 60s on a daily loop, with comparisons between Vietnam and the Gulf War in multiple scenes. It's really an ode to bumming it, I'd say, because we're all living through the whole darn human comedy anyway.
I was one of the authors of the Port Huron Statement, the original Port Huron Statement. Not the compromise second draft.
Before I introduce the panel, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Then hit that bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. Super chats are now open. If you have any pressing questions, send us a super chat, which helps me maintain the expenses for the show, which I am obligated by the rules of the Geneva Convention to stop everything and ask the panel. Another way to help us out is to become a patron and give us money every month. In exchange, you get access to all of our after parties, bonus content, and we'll tell you even more movies we watched recently. Patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. We have a Movie Night Extravaganza Discord. There's an invite link in the episode description, and we have a Letterboxd HQ account. So those are 2 more places to follow along with us. Okay, let me introduce the illustrious panel. We are live right now on This Space. If you aren't following them, join This Space TV on YouTube. Link below. Conan Neutron is the co-host and senior producer for Movie Night Extravaganza, host of Protonic Reversal, an independent Film Critics of America film critic, and the frontman for the band Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends. Check out his music at neutronfriends.bandcamp.com. Kristina Oakes is a co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza, a streamer on Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, a host at This Space, hosting Christina's Corner, and is across social media at Cosmopolitics and on Letterboxd at Christina. Matt Strackbein, aka Letterhack, is an artist who does original comics and illustrations, is an interviewer with the Letterhack YouTube channel, and is the co-founder of This Space TV. I, of course, am your host and El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing, Forrest Miller. The dude abides.
Yes, indeed. Indeed he does. Take a little pleasure in that. Hey, Matt, welcome back to the show. We didn't let you pick this one either, but it's luckily one of the greatest comedies. It's one of the greatest comedies of all time. So that's the trade-off.
I didn't think you were going to be here, Conan. I actually thought you were still on the road. This is a real treat for me. You weren't here the last couple of times.
Or
were you?
He would kill us.
Again.
He would kill us if he missed
on
this.
the road again.
This is
Right?
my fifth favorite movie of all time. So
I mean,
that
gotta
was
go
wrong.
there,
Destroy
right?
this podcast.
Yeah, I would burn this place to the ground if they tried to do Big Lebowski without me. Peace and love.
It would be
I
wild.
just
Just imagine if somebody here. Just imagine if somebody here didn't like it. If like
I
one of us
would-
was
I would-
like, I didn't really get it.
I
I didn't get it the first time I saw it.
I would ban them from the show.
I bring on Anna Kasparian to talk about why she.
First time I saw Big Lebowski, I was like, I don't get it, but I was like, I need to watch it again because it's me. It's not the movie, it's me, right? So I immediately watched it again, and I was like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Good on you to know that, because I came at this. So let's just dive right in. By the way, welcome back, Matt. I can't believe we haven't had you on since we've been simulcasting at This Space, but what a show to be on.
Yeah,
We've been talking to Matt constantly though on all of us.
I know.
Different
I know.
messaging groups.
I love it. You guys are my pals. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
And I've been kept quiet because I've been focused on other things, and I'm sick.
All right, can I get to my point now, or what are we doing here? So, okay,
you were complimenting me.
Yeah, I was complimenting you, and I was saying it's great to have you on. Yeah, this to me, I'm so glad we're closing War Month with this, Because for me, this is the perfect embodiment of something that celebrates noir, but also kind of upends it at the same time. And it's interesting that Long Goodbye was the one before, because that's the first one to kind of bring in. And I know people like doing neo-noir, all that. I don't care about any of that. It's all noir. Sorry. Peace and love in my heart. And I think that this, like, you don't get a Big Lebowski without a Long Goodbye. But that said, when I saw this in the theater, by the way, and I was like, oh wow, like this is very different, like from like Fargo. Like this is very different because I expected like, oh, it's going to be another like, you know, it'll be funny, but in that darkly comic, putting someone in the through the meat grinder, you know, the blood shooting everywhere kind of way. I was like, oh no, this is a comedy, and I got it pretty quickly. But what I didn't realize is who you're with kind of can change the viewing experience. Like for instance, when I showed to my dad, who loved it, by the way, and not the least of which is like all of his freaking friends were basically, you know, the dude for a period of time. And then like, you know, watching it with my friends, because when I watched it, I just went to the theater alone, right? And then watching it like on home video, watching it on DVD, so on and so on. Because I think it's very easy to get like, it's a vibes movie in a big way. But there is a plot to it, a very intricate, like well-constructed plot that everyone's acting the hell out of. And by the way, where was Oscar for John Goodman? Hello. Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
I mean, I think every time I watch the movie, even to this day, I'm like, it's a stoner comedy. No, it's a detective story.
Yeah.
No, it's a Coen Brothers. That can be all of that, right?
And,
but like,
and the thing is,
shifts
when it first starts, right? And I was reading reviews from the time because I was curious about this. When it starts, right, you think it's going to be a Western. I mean, you know, now that we have
it looks like a Western, yeah.
Yeah. And they have and on purpose, right? They psych you out because the Coen Brothers amazing Western, like Buster Scruggs, right? Like they clearly like that genre of movie. But it's clear. But this is very clearly not a Western, except for the fact that it's California is technically a Western in the sense that
it is Western in direction, if not a genre. Well, but I think it's notable too, and I'm curious, Matt, I'll let you finish, but I'd be curious, Kristina and Forrest, like what your experiences were, because I have the rare experience of I knew who the Coen Brothers were, like them, and was like, oh, cool, what's this going to be about? I'm like, oh, not what I thought it was going to be. But like in a good way. And then it became, a VHS hit, like right before VHS kind of like went the way of the dodo, right as my best friend worked at the video store, I might add. So that no one ever got to rent that one. It was always at our house.
I had a disc scrambler at the house where I worked, and we would just watch it. It was just on repeat over and over and over. But I think, what I was saying originally was that I didn't get it. It's not that I didn't like it, it's that I didn't get it. And like I didn't realize that that's what was happening. And I sort of thought like, why don't I like this? I should like this. I love the Coen Brothers. I've never seen anything they did that I didn't like. I should get this. And so I watched it again, and like I said, it immediately landed, and then became one of those things where you're like, everyone needs to see this. Like I had to like start recruiting anyone who hadn't seen it. I was like, you have got to watch this. And from there on to this day, you can quote the movie with those people.
Well, and it's crazy to think about because, like, now we know, like, they have, like, Lebowski conventions, right? And they have, like, and there's, like, your most annoying friend quotes it ad nauseum, just like, does Austin Powers or whatever, right? And like, it's such as a cultural ubiquitous. And I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. Borat's probably the better example. But it's known to be, the kind of masterwork of black comedy and noir send-up that it is, but that was not the case. This was not a successful movie when it came out. Like it found its audience in home video and DVD and home viewing.
And memes.
Wait, so just
later on, definitely memes.
That's kind of how I found it.
Oh, really? Okay, so I'm interested in that. So you saw like what? Like which memes?
The stupid Sam Elliott, memes.
Oh, the boomer memes? Oh, that's what I call special kind of stupid. And it's like just like
the
saying stuff boomers like.
And I'm just like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think Sam Elliott's conservative.
Yeah, first of all, he's not. Secondly, that's not what that movie's about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. So I watched it and I was like, oh, this is nothing like this one meme.
Wake
so
up,
I was
liberal.
Like, but also, too, I knew who the Coen Brothers
Which
were.
is crazy because Walter Sobchatt's very clearly conservative coded. Like, why don't you use one of these? And the answer is because everyone's like, Walter's a fucking asshole. He's not wrong, But he is an asshole.
John
Am I wrong?
Goodman.
Am I wrong? No, Walter.
John
you're
Goodman
just
even
an
missed
asshole.
some of filming Roseanne
I have
to
used
film this show.
I have
Some
used
movie.
that quote so many times in life.
He
by the way.
suspects that John Goodman himself suspects that Walter is a stolen valor guy because he said he knows vets and nobody talks about Vietnam as much as Walter does. So it's
He's
kinda
always
like
he brings it up in every
saying.
conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, we know you were in Vietnam.
Larry, have you heard of Vietnam? It's like he's a kid.
Christina,
Like, leave him alone.
Christina hit on a really good point, which is that John Goodman was like in the thick of filming Roseanne at this time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was
they actually
getting
had
closer to the end.
Yeah,
That
so
was
they
fun.
had to actually. So I found this interesting because I didn't know this until doing research for this episode. The original, this is the timeline, I guess, of the '90s for the Coen Brothers. The timeline we got obviously is Miller's Crossing in 1990, Barton Fink. Then,
Which we've done. We've done Barton Fink. Barton Fink. We have done Barton.
Barton Fink, I think, has to be my favorite Coen Brothers.
Bring me on
But
for Miller's
then-
Crossing.
I love Miller's Crossing too. I mean, of course I do, but
who doesn't like the
But
Coen
1994, Hudsucker Proxy, they wrote it. 1996, Fargo. 1998,
Which is-
Big Lebowski.
Which
The
this
original-
show has done, but I got the COVID, so I was not on for that.
Yeah. So the original timeline that it was going to be was Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, Big Lebowski, which I think would have
It almost would make more sense to a certain degree, but
Yeah.
it also takes away the element of surprise by having it that order.
Yeah. So because it was back to back with Fargo and everyone had seen Fargo and everyone was like,
myself
and they were
inclusive.
they were really catching fire at that point, and everyone's like, oh, because they kind of had a thing at that point because people had seen Barton Fink, people had seen Fargo. They're like, wow. And of course, people saw Raising Arizona, and a lot of people saw Blood Simple, but that wasn't until later. I think people really discovered Blood Simple a lot more when
100%. Like even people that were like, film loving folks, it was not the case. So like for me, there's a lot of things I was like really early on. Coen Brothers, not one of them. Fargo is when I learned of them, and I was like, this movie rules. I love it. This is great. It was an early video store. I had 2 VCRs. So it was you put the tape in one and you tape it on the other. That was an early taper one of me. I went backwards to Miller's Crossing and Raising Arizona. Yeah, but like when you think about how easy it is to kind of just understand a filmography now, and that was really kind of wasn't the case at the time. And then the late 90s developed the IMDb forums, everybody.
Yeah.
Which had exactly who you think would be on there. But it was actually a place you could like discuss movies with people. And that was something that this movie that's one of the first like big, it's trash. No, it's genius. And like people really were like mad about it because they basically wanted Fargo Part 2. Right? They wanted to be the same
film
movie.
Twitter, there
Right,
was.
exactly. No, but you're right, Christina. It was like the same vibe, which is to say toxic.
But it does generate discussion to the point where we can talk about like behind the scenes things, and even that is cliche. Like the whole where Jeff Bridges would ask like, did the dude burn one on the way over? That's like an eye roll to me as far as movie trivia.
And I should have I think I accidentally clipped it a little bit too short. That's what they were about to ask in the intro when I had the Coen Brothers.
Oh, nice.
They're talking about Jeff Bridges. They're like every single time he asks like, did the dude burn one on the way over? I think that's interviews where that line comes from.
There's one scene where I was watching it last night. Like this still perplexes me when he's reading the ransom note and you can hear it in his head. He's reading it as if he's like illiterate, and I think he's just totally stoned because then
he's really high.
Show you the letter, and you can.
As someone
read
who
it,
grew up
while
around
you're
people that
hearing
were
him.
high all the time, I can assure you he was just really high.
He's like, this is a bummer,
Because
man.
he asked, he was,
There were times he'd be like, "Mom, Dad, need help with that? I can read that for you."
he goes, he's like, can I do a J while you talk? So they have this scene where Mr. Lebowski's giving him the whole like real men sometimes cry, Mr. Lebowski. Real men sometimes cry.
Oh, yeah.
That whole scene where he's giving him the waterworks, and you don't know in that moment, if you're watching it for the first time, that like obviously he's putting on this show because he's like, this guy's gonna fuck it up, and I'm giving him fake stuff anyway. And I hope I never see that fraud again.
And in the Big Lebowski's sort of makeshift soliloquy of the strong men also cry quote. It's like he's like has the rapt attention of the dude who he clearly does not like, and because I mean the dude's front loaded, right? Like, and that's what makes it so great, because it's an upending of the noir, where in the classic noir you would have the detective like paying very close attention to the story, maybe trying to have the cracks in it, whatever. But no, this is the one where like like the nascent detective is just high and like out of it and kind of inept, but like also kind of like a savant somehow.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
he's actually
like, who better for a reluctant hero than like a slacker burnout stoner? You know what I mean? Like,
especially at this
he wants
time
to do good, but he's not really like ambitious or motivated to do stuff.
Well, and remember, like when this came out in 1998, like we were still in the middle of generational warfare, where the boomers were attacking Gen X. Like millennials that wasn't even a thing. Nobody like knew that word was. But it's the exact same playbook it's always been. So and you can look at things like Richard Linklater Slacker, et cetera, et cetera. Plenty of stuff in the miasma at that time, but it's very classic Greatest Generation boomers versus Gen X vibes here, in the same way that The Long Goodbye was for its time period, where it was like, oh no, we're bringing Philip Marlowe in, who's like basically transported from like 1945 and then to the 70s, and it's like that's it's like a unintended like fish out of water story in that way, and that's what makes that movie so interesting and so important to noir, by the way, which they did last week. Matt, I was not on that one, but
there's a blog post about Gould's suit in that.
I believe it.
The suit he's wearing, they're like, it's actually separate. It's not a full suit, but it is the same. It's like, geez, you guys really went in on that.
Yeah,
but I think that like they were very inspired. The Coen Brothers are very inspired for this by The Long Goodbye, and it comes through. And like they've said it a bunch, and like it's weird because they'll give a bunch of interviews, and then I mean, including to people we know, like Eileen Jones got the interview.
Right. That's right. I forgot she did that. That's great.
But they'll give interviews, but then they won't for a really long period of time. So you have some movies to go off of their interviews that they filmed, and some where there's none at all. For this, there's quite a few, but they get to do the thing where they're extremely enigmatic about things, because it's like they get to be like
Are they the only ones besides David Lynch really they've gotten away with that? Because I feel like in this day and age, you can't really you can't. They just people like we don't care.
Yeah,
we don't care enough to like.
Well, I think everything, and there was a lot of press about this at the time. They had been accused of being too enigmatic. I'm definitely not saying that word as well as I could. But they're too enigmatic because Miller's Crossing. They have the hat on the crossroads, right? Like they have scenes like that.
I mean, mysterious and mystery boxing things. Yeah. I mean, I remember all of this. By the way,
I think Paul Thomas
this
Anderson
movie
gets away with that.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
Inherent Vice, definitely. It's like, what is going on with this movie?
But this movie, they're kind of thumbing their nose at the critics who have accused them of that by giving people something that's like, fun to the point where it's, even because the plot does feel convoluted in a way, but it's also, I mean, the plot makes sense. It's just the fact that you don't get that big payoff in the end, right? Like everybody's kind of fucked over everybody. And so when you actually watch it, you're like, the plot of this does make sense. It's just that, nobody actually it kind of fizzles out. And it fizzles out because he realizes like,
intentionally.
Oh, this old crippled man is like, this old crippled man was kind of fucking me over when we kind of fucked him over. And like, you're like, oh, all right, well, there was never any money. Like,
well, but that's also the turnaround to the turnaround, right? Like, and that's a very noir thing too, like the double cross, the triple cross, the this one dealing up against that one, et cetera, et cetera. And all that's happening. But what's so funny about this movie is, like, for me, it was maybe the third time I saw it that I started paying attention to that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't matter. It was still entertaining because it was like so quotable. Yeah. It's such a good time. The characters are so well written, not just well acted, but well written, which is something I feel like usually we're lucky to get one of those.
Even Donnie, and like I just gotta say, this one of
tragic.
Like, this is one of Steve Buscemi's greatest roles, because a sign of a great actor is when they can show that much restraint. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really holding back on that.
So just like you have your raging out friend, which is Walter, right? And you have your kind of just passively every once in a while dispense some wisdom, and mostly just taking up the furniture, which is the dude. You have Donnie, who's just perpetually like 1 or 2 steps behind, right? And then the dichotomy between him and Walter is like straight up Looney Tunes. Right, because Walter's constantly mad at Donnie, constantly insulting him, constantly yelling at him, but it's so funny because like Donnie's like the most like just innocuous and just like well-meaning of the bunch of them, and he's the one who dies, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for a movie that's like 30 years.
How
old, but-
dare you?
And it is somehow like in that crazy battle with the Kraftwerk ripoff nihilist guys, like, oh no, Donnie, and like you've never thought twice about Donnie.
Would it not be a Coen Brothers movie if Steve Buscemi gets killed off?
Yeah, he died in 5. No, there are 5 movies before this that he was in with them. They said that they had him die.
They had him killed off.
So it's Miller's Crossing, Fargo.
He's in Barton Fink. He's in Barton Fink. He runs the.
Fink.
He's the bellboy, right?
No, and I assume he dies. He dies in the fire. I think when Madman Monk sets the
But just the way he's barely doing anything, and
it's so great though.
He ends up being so essential to the trio because, like, Walter is so over the top and aggro and just chill. But look who he's friends with. These guys, the dude can say anything he wants to him. He can shut him down, right? And it just he suddenly becomes very relatable when you realize like he's surrounding himself with people that keep him grounded or humble him, which is almost impossible to do.
Well, and it's example of look, like the entire way that the dude operates is a sort of counter towards what we call now toxic masculinity, which Walter has in spades, by the way.
I'm drinking my coffee. Or I'm finishing my coffee. I'm saying
exactly. It's such a.
They're like, this is a family establishment, and he's like,
can you stop flipping out for like a quarter second, and you're scaring our rest of our customers, And it's something where I've thought a lot about it, and it makes sense. As annoying as the fandom of the Big Lebowski can be, that has kept a lot of people away, and given the normal cursory, half star, terrible movie. F you, first of all. But like, I get it. Like, it is annoying when something is like in your face all the time and you can't get away from it. But there is a sort of Zen thing that happens with the dude as he wanders from scene to scene, area to area, and has his own rise and fall of engagement and disengagement and so on and so on. That's like, I can see where people like find some value of good religion, whether it's ironically deployed or not, with it, because it is sort of like a westernized Zen attitude.
Yeah, and I feel like you really do have to wait for a certain point in the movie before it starts to like become like a wild ride. Because I think the beginning of the movie, as unconventional as it may be, comes off pretty straightforward. It's not until like a few seconds before Turturro's character is introduced when he says, he's like pulling on that roach and he goes, "You think the carpet pissers had something to do with this?" Right. And Brand says, "Well, dude, we just don't know." And like from there, the movie is on like that.
Well, and then
really
you have one of the
the
best
second
introduction
beginning.
scenes of any character ever,
Yeah.
which is the Jesus and you get that amazing
I
Los
find
Lobos version of Hotel California,
so
which is
so
impeccable. Impeccable, and you're just like,
find it so-
what is this guy? What is his deal? And then like in 2 scenes, you're like, I know exactly who that guy is. It's so.
I find it incredible that they had seen John Turturro on Broadway in this play. He was doing like the play actors theater or something. Like he was in New York City doing a play, and they were sitting and they were watching it, and he played this this pederast like Latino like character. So he was like this Latino guy, and he did this whole play as that. And they're like, we want him to do that, like a character like that, but in this movie, because we saw him in the late '80s or something. When he was friends with us, and he invited us to go see him on the in the theater doing
What
like
a
this,
long game
like
those
this
guys play.
pedophile Hispanic guy, and they're like, "We need you to do this for one scene." Incredible scene, but it's like
he shows up in his own costume, right?
I also forgot that Steve Buscemi and John Goodman reunited in Monsters Inc. a few years later.
Oh,
well, they were in. They were both in a lot of, most of the Coen Brothers movies around this time. Like they had like a dynamic, and
very opposite of Johnny though, and then Randall,
They see the thing is that they had put him in Fargo, and he never stops talking in Fargo in any scene he's in. Right. So they thought it would be funny if instead of doing something like Fargo, where he's just won't shut the fuck up in any scene that he's in any scene with anybody, whether it's William H. Macy or Francis McDormand or anybody that he's in the scene with, they said, what if we had him, but he barely he doesn't even know what's going on.
He's just like out of it, and it's so great and so perfect because it's a mediating force between like the two sort of more powerful personalities, which it absolutely is. It makes sense, and actually, I'm glad that comment got highlighted because I was going to bring up that the classic involvement, call to action. Noir wise, it just isn't a person, it's his rug, which is just funny. It's just funny because first of all, that dude, like the dude lives in squalor. The dude has like a bachelor pad where it was like, oh, this is maybe cute when you were 20, but like it's a little less charming now, and like just is quintessential like stoner dude, doesn't pay his rent on time.
Wrote a check for 69 cents.
He's writing a check for milk at the beginning. The first scene, the dude is writing a check for milk, and from the look of the cashier, not the first time. It's not the first time that's happened, and everything you need to
year.
Amazing! It's so great, and so then what involves him in the story is the freaking rug. So you get the great you call back. Yeah, really tie the room together. Yeah, it's like everybody keeps and it's so good because in the way that would be, a kidnapping. Or like an error or something along those lines. Yeah, we get into that, but that's not the initial engagement. It's for his rug, which is such a stoner thing to get obsessed on.
And then the Credence.
And then later, I wouldn't hold out hope for the Credence, though. No, great. That cop duo is so great. Like, how freaking awesome is that? By the way,
I love the call.
He has his tray of like separating the seeds from the weed, and he's like just looking at it the whole time, and like just like, oh, this piece of crap, just the whole time. It's amazing.
But so I found a very detailed synopsis.
Oh man, all right.
So a tumbleweed rolls up a hillside just outside Los Angeles.
Oh, this is detailed. That is literally the first scene. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
All right,
this is extremely detailed. It even says who the actors are. Narrates about a fella. It also has an accent. Narrates about a fella he wants to tell us about named
I've never heard about tumbleweed. I just go to that.
With not much use for his given name. However, Jeffrey goes by the name of the dude.
We are told in the first 35 seconds, right? But we don't care because we don't know what we're in for. Like, who the dude? Okay, what the heck? Yeah, go ahead.
Why a narrator?
The stranger describes the dude as one of the laziest men in L.A., which would place him as high in the running for laziest worldwide. But nevertheless, the man for his place and time.
Why is there? Yeah, why is there?
I was trying to
narrator. Why this narrator? Why do you think? I know they like his voice and whatever, but why
I think they said it really was just that they liked him doing. They said that he didn't understand the script and he was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't blame him.
Well, the narrator can't even do it right. He keeps getting distracted. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. But that's perfect. But that's perfect for the turnaround for what this movie is, which is to say a celebration and an upending of the form. So it's one of those things where even the narrators know what the hell is going on. Great. That's amazing because that had never really been done. If it had been done, it was done in a more farcical manner and in a different way where the character is serious, almost too serious, almost from a different movie. What Western did this guy wander in from? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
And then they just throw him. They just throw him into two different scenes where he's hanging out at the bowling alley with no explanation. And
he's just
there.
To
know the dude, but the dude doesn't he's just like.
He's both an audience proxy and that kind of old Hollywood like John Ford style character that is which again is mixing in tropes from older movies and things where they would actually have a narrator show up because no one's gonna be able to follow the plot if we don't give them a helping hand here. But the irony here is if anything it muddies it up.
They do essentially the same thing with Tim Blake Nelson in Buster Scruggs.
In Buster Scruggs,
where
sure. Yeah.
He's fully thrown it, like he does not belong in, because they're in like it's like showing the difference between the singing cowboy, where it was like the Gene Autry kind of.
It's like Gene
cowboy,
Autry versus Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian. Yeah.
But the year is 1990. The dude wearing a bathrobe and flip flops buys a carton of milk.
I wore bathrobe and flip flops.
Ralph's grocery store.
You write a check for under $1, post-dated for a year later.
Post-dated check for 69 cents on the TV. President George H.W. Bush Sr. is addressing the nation, saying aggression will not stand against Kuwait. The dude returns to his apartment, where upon entering and closing the door. See, this is a very detailed synopsis.
It is, and it brings up the point I just want to mention that the dude will hear things and then repeat them back later on, and it's such a great narrative.
This aggression,
point.
man, will not stand.
Man. Yeah.
He also says he says the same Elliott line where he says sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bar eats you.
So and he repeats back what people say to him, like when Maude is talking to him. You mean coitus? Where it's just like great, because it's so rat-a-tat that she doesn't even notice.
She's not my special lady friend, man.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? I remember when I watched the movie Cars for the first time, and there's like the hippie van versus like the military like Jeep, and he's like, he just sounds like respect the classics, man. It's Hendrix, very like that, and I'm like.
But of all the,
right. We've gone through the first minute and a half. We should probably read a little more of the plot, by the way.
All the reading and talking about it, I've never heard anyone say why they do bowling and why it's a bowling movie.
Because bowling is fun, man.
It's because bowling is.
He calls bowling golf, though. I really like that he goes.
Obviously, you don't play golf.
All right, but bowling's a social activity that doesn't require people to be a traditionally fit athlete.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well. Hey, wait a minute. First of all, my cousin is one of the greatest bowlers of all time.
Oh, well, fine.
I'm
not disparaging your cousin. I'm just.
It's like golf, believe it or not. There's more. You have to be very fit to play golf, believe it or not.
But no, you don't. You don't have to, not the way to be a basketball player, or a football player, or a baseball player. Actually, I guess baseball a little bit. But, you are. You're developing certain muscle groups, sure, and there is skill to it, but it is the quintessential, every man's game.
Yeah,
and when you think about the time period,
Homer plays it,
right? The time period that this is homaging is when it came to popular consensus that that was the case, to the point that Richard Nixon had the bowling alley put in the White House, right?
Yeah,
pre-internet.
Is it still there now?
It's pre-internet. It was a social thing to do.
I was
bowling
just about how that was one of the rooms they knocked down when Trump did it. He knocked down the bowling alley. So dude returns to his apartment, where upon entering and closing the door, he's promptly grabbed by two men who force him into the bathroom and shove his head in the toilet. They demand money owed to Jackie Treehorn, saying the dude's wife Bunny claimed he was good for it, before one of the thugs urinates on the dude's rug, saying ever thus to the deadbeats, Lebowski. Bewildered, dude convinces them that the wrong person, as he's not married and can't possibly possess the amount of money they're asking.
He brings up a good point too. It's like, does it look like I'm married? Look at that house. It's like, no, this is clearly a dude that lives on his own. And also, it's very important for him to put his sunglasses back on immediately, which I deeply appreciate.
Right. I also love it's such a slacker, jackass kind of line where he goes, oh, maybe it's down there. I just have to go in there and look again. And he waterboards him a second time. Looking around, the first thug, played by Mark Pellegrino, apparently realizes they've made a mistake and must have the wrong Lebowski. Regardless, they break one of his bathroom tiles before leaving. At least I'm housebroken, dude calls after them.
Yeah,
I love that line.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right. Dude meets up with his bowling team at the local alley and talks about his violent encounter. Walter Sobchak reacts with anger and vengeance on his mind, often speaking of
immediately. He's ready for vengeance immediately. Yeah. That's what that guy's about. It's so great.
Hey,
he's like,
nothing wrong with that.
I love that he's politically correct, and he's like, Chinaman, dude. Actually,
that's not the preferred nomenclature, dude. Yeah. Of all the things for him to get, because he's in the middle of a rant. Actually, dude, preferred nomenclature is Asian American, which he's not wrong, and he has not being an asshole either. But it shows how smartly written this is. That even like a character that's basically rage personified can like stop for a moment to talk about the politically correct terminology.
Slow-witted Theodore Donnie Karabatsos, often entering conversations halfway through, pipes in, but is promptly told, "You're out of your element, Donnie." Walter then
For the first time of like 1,000 times in this film, by the way.
The world does not start and stop with you.
That's the one that gets me, where he's just like so like, dude, settle down. My God.
I love.
You're like a child with an adult conversation happening. It's like, oh my God, man. Like,
it's like Lennon said, and he goes, "I am the walrus. I am the walrus.
Yeah,
I am the walrus.
I'm the walrus. Yeah, I'm the walrus. Adam Leonov Lennon. It's not John Lennon. So smart.
Yeah. You're out of your element. Then the dude, Walter tells the dude about a millionaire, shares dude's name, and must be the one the thugs are after. Dude agrees to meet with the Big Lebowski. It's like the movie. Hoping to get compensation for the rug.
The title
really tied the room together, and figures that his wife Bonnie shouldn't be owing money around town. Yeah, that whore, Bonnie.
So to this day, like, I don't know if anyone else has ever been rug shopping, but it's the first thing I think of. I was like, oh man, that really tied the room together, And it's like I think of that every time.
And there's way too many people.
Well, you got to think, will this really tie the room together?
Yeah.
Every time I watch,
I was saying, in this case, I was just replacing a rug that had not, in fact, been micturated upon, but just wore out for general use.
If somebody pissed on one of these rugs, which rug would I buy?
I'm saying I was replacing a rug, and I still said it in my mind. Like it isn't just the one scenario.
I've cleaned enough houses, and I have a woman who's obsessed with like Asian decor, and it's like, you're white, you're 96 years old. This is kind of offensive, and she's
white.
Yeah. And where she's got the rugs, and it's like, these rugs are so freaking old that they date back to like the 1940s. Not really.
Do those? All right. Well, then, she should probably get rid of them. Arriving at Lebowski's mansion, dude is assisted by Brandt, Phillip Seymour Hoffman.
Phillip Seymour Hoffman, the GOAT, man. Like, what a... Yeah.
Who shows him numerous awards and pictures illustrating Lebowski's endeavors and philanthropy before dude meets the man himself. Elderly, a wheelchair-bound Lebowski brings dude into his study, where he quickly gets to the point, professes that he can't take responsibility for every spoiled rug in the city, and accuses dude of seeking a handout, clearly resentful of his hippie-like demeanor.
Right. So this is classic Boomer v Gen X discourse that really is just transferred over to next 2 generations down. But we also get the buildup of okay, he's looking at the pictures. Here he is with Nancy Reagan. Oh, and this was when when he was president, not when he was governor. Like real, just like kind of like real lick spit. Like, all right, dude, we get it. Yeah,
Nancy Reagan, the throat goat. Nancy Reagan,
and then
it's like, oh, so
my dad met her
once,
once,
pretty cool,
and her husband.
So,
he was not impressed.
She should have tried to get Lebowski out of his wheelchair. By throat goat.
There you go. That would have got him going. And then there's like all like the pictures of the kids. Oh, this is these of course the Lebowski children. Oh, different mothers, and it's like, oh, no, of course. Which is again so smartly written because you're going through everything, and he is kind of doing unintentionally like the Columbo thing. Right, he's doing the Columbo thing, but like it's not even like he's intentionally doing it. It's the same thing, but
yeah. But I also get some of the...
Which brings us Little Lebowski Urban Achievers, which is one of my favorite phrases of all time. So
also, to clarify, Nancy Reagan was a throat goat. Jane, Reagan's first wife, said he had a very small penis and was not good in bed.
We appreciate the clarification. Thank you.
No, but it does... It does.
The people have a right to know.
Some of the time, it seems like he's fucking with Brandt and being a wise ass, and some of them he's obviously asking questions that are
relatable. See, it's like he's like so aloof and
he doesn't care about the answer at least half the time. But he's also messing with them at the same time. Great.
Well, and there's moments.
I love the Time magazine. Mirror cover that says, "Are you a Lebowski achiever?"
But when he encounters Knox Harrington. The giggling guy in
David Thewlis, by the way, who's one of Mike Lee's players in a great movie, Naked, and many other great ones. Yep.
That's where he's like, "What the fuck is with this guy?" He gets really mad, and I was like, "That's relatable." Like, here's where I feel like I am him.
He's also in all the Harry Potter movies.
That's
where I recognize him.
There's a lot of there's a lot of moments where Lebowski's just kind of doing what he thinks a detective would do, and it doesn't really lead anywhere. Like when he runs over to the notepad at Jackie Treehorn's, and he like does
and he does the thing like, oh, he's gonna find the next clue, and it's like a dude with a big boner. Amazing.
The way he sits back on the couch real quick and just plays it chill. It's
and
into it, man.
Dude, it's again, that's what I'm saying. It's a celebration but upending of those noir detective tropes, right? Because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, he's finding a clue. No. No, he's not.
So the dude leaves the room and tells Brad that Lebowski offered any rug in the house to him. He quickly picks one out, and as it's being loaded into the dude's car, he speaks to a young blonde woman. Poolside, who's painting her toenails green. She asks the dude to blow on her toes, assuring him that Uli, the man in the pool, won't mind because he's a nihilist. Brad appears to introduce her as Bunny Lebowski, Mr. Lebowski's much younger trophy wife, before she offers the dude fellatio. That's the word I haven't heard in a while. For $1,000. Brad nervously laughs and escorts the dude out.
Yeah. Nihilist. No, sounds exhausting.
I love it works in that moment because it's like, he doesn't care about anything.
You see him like in the pool.
When Donnie at the end in the parking lot before Donnie dies, he's scared and Walter's like, "Oh no, we don't have anything to worry about. These men are cowards." He's like, "You and your 9-toed girlfriend, get the fuck out of here."
Amy Mann, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Flea.
Huge cameo.
Flea and Amy Mann. Flea, I knew early on, but like I didn't realize it was Amy Mann for a long time. Yeah.
Ordering Lincolnberry pancakes? Is that what it is?
Lincolnberry, which is such a German thing.
She was friends with she was good friends with Tony Blinken. During the Biden White House, that was a big thing. That Blinken would play his guitar. Yeah, and they took all these pictures together. Yeah.
All right. She also features prominently in Magnolia he's got the main song of Magnolia. Anyway,
there's a story about Blinken where he wanted a piece of art because she does art now. She does these presidential paintings, and so she painted a picture of Millard Fillmore and tried to give it to him, and he was like, "I don't want Millard Fillmore on my wall."
Who would want Millard Fillmore on their wall? Amy Mann, get it together. What are you doing? Here's Taft. I don't want a picture of Taft. Anyway, move on.
Listen. Taft should rank higher than Millard Fillmore.
I would say so. Yeah.
Millard Fillmore is like giving me a picture of like James Buchanan.
I'd rather have a picture of Mallard Fillmore, and I don't want a picture of Mallard Fillmore. Mallard Fillmore, everybody. That's the joke. Everybody read that one? Okay, good.
I do always think of a Mallard when I hear Millard Fillmore.
Yeah, well, there's a cartoon character called Mallard Fillmore. Yeah. Thank you. That is the reference.
What a puppy.
Yeah.
During a league game at the alley. Aww.
That Lola.
During a league game at the alley.
Yep. Lola.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Literally, she's my Toto for the week.
I was last week though.
You were the rains down in Africa or what?
Dude scolds Walter for bringing his ex-wife's small dog to the kennel with him.
A detail I forget about every time. I'm like, oh yeah, the dog who features prominently, by the way, and is like brought to all these situations. Like, why are you bringing a dog to this situation?
You instantly know the two details that Walter converted to Judaism because of his ex-wife.
Yep.
And still goes to the synagogue
and still
Shabbos.
Represents as a Jewish person, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And the dog thing, you're like, oh, I know who this guy is.
Yeah,
like
that is kind of stolen valor, though. So maybe he wasn't actually.
I also
Goodman said he was in the rear with the gear.
I love when he goes. If you dream it, it will be. Theodore Herzl, State of Israel, dude.
I was like, what are you talking about, dude? But he's like that kind of guy, right? And like as well as the unending river of rage.
But he's loyal. He's incredibly loyal. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you don't want him to be loyal, even if you're like, please stop being so loyal.
Even if you're trying to get him to roll on Shabbos, you know.
That's when he answers the phone. He's like, dude. He's like, are you okay? He's like, think something's wrong.
It's Shomer Shabbos.
Shomer Shabbos. Dude. Oh, dude. Sorry.
As they debate, a member of the opposite team, Smokey, bowls at 8 and tells the dude to mark it. But Walter objects, stating Smokey's foot was over the line, Smokey. When Smokey argues, Walter pulls out a gun and aims it at
calling
Smokey's
the cops,
face,
man.
forcing him to comply and void the score as 0. As Walter sits down again, he explains, it's a league game, Smokey. There are rules. Dude scolds Walter as they leave, trying to act casual as police units arrive and run past them into the alley.
He said Smokey was a
It's good they got out of
conscientious
there.
objector.
He's really fragile, man. He has emotional problems. I did not
You
know
mean
that.
aside from being a pacifist, which is the best? That's the best line.
It is.
Because again, it tells you everything you need to know about this guy, right? It's like, oh, this guy. All right, you know.
Afterwards, relaxing his apartment, enjoying a white Russian drink. By the way, I love that he calls them Caucasians.
Yeah, that's
Caucasian.
Classic.
Another Caucasian.
I never heard that before or after.
Are from the country. Never mind.
No, they're from the region of Caucasia.
Yeah.
The Caucasian Mountains.
They're technically not white.
Smokey calling to call about the talk about the gun incident. Brandt asking Dude to call him, and the bowling league administrator wishing to speak about Walter's belligerence and gun brandishing on the lanes.
Which we see in the answering machine messages, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Rapid succession. Again, so well done. So well done.
Dude's
Where'd you
doorbell
find this
rings to his
synopsis?
landlord.
This is
On
not a
IMDb, it's pretty
synopsis.
good.
This is a prose
Steve.
adaptation.
He found the screenplay. He's just reading the screenplay.
Yeah.
Dude's doorbell rings to his landlord, Marty. Calls to him or reminds Dude to pay his rent and informs him that he's performing.
Far out,
a
man.
dance
Yeah.
at a local theater.
My cycle.
It's like
It's about to start.
it's already 8th, dude. Far out. You know, like, oh yeah.
Dude, well, that is, but it hits you immediately. Like it's the 10th, and he still hasn't, and he's drinking his White Russian. He has it on his mustache.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, you haven't paid the rent, and it's the 10th. He's like, oh. Like you'd think that it would go through his mind immediately with his landlord there on his stoop, but it still takes him like that extra amount of time.
As a much younger man, I had a not similar to Marty exactly, but like a landlord who definitely was like, oh, you know, hey, it's the 7th. I'm like, cool, man. All right, check you later.
Well, because you know that guy's
Whatever that
guy's
means.
I was like, right on, cool.
You know that guy's never evicting him. Like he doesn't have the.
Oh,
Yeah. Exactly. One time and one time only, people. I've always
He
figured
probably
one time
admires
only.
him as being a part of the the Chicago 7 or whatever.
Yeah, Seattle 7.
Seattle 7.
The dude obliges as Brandt rings again, telling the dude that Lebowski needs to see him, and it's not about the rug. At the Lebowski mansion, Brandt solemnly leads Dude into the study where he finds Lebowski crying beside the lit fireplace. He shows the dude a crude note describing Bunny's kidnapping and the demand for $1 million. This is a bummer, man, the dude offers as he smokes the joint. Brandt explains that they want the dude to act as courier and deliver the payment when they receive word of a location for the drop-off, and tells the dude he might even recognize the kidnappers as the same people who soiled his rug.
So this is
Pissers, man.
the carpet pissers. So this is the real call to action, of course, right? Which of course is like one of many layers of a interweaving story. Yeah, but it's like we've had vibes only, a false call to action. If you think of all the narrative tropes of what makes a noir, like almost none of it's there until you get to about this point.
Yeah. Back at the bowling alley.
Mistaken identity. That's it.
And this is right where he says, you're saying the carpet pissers had something to do with this.
So tying it together. Yeah.
Like a rug. They're really tying the story.
That's good.
Good one.
Back at the bowling alley, a Hispanic man wearing a hairnet and purple jumpsuit with Jesus embroidered on the front pulls a perfect strike. A few lanes down, Dude, Donnie, and Walter.
Once again, to a Los Lobos version of a Hotel California, where he does this like funky little dance where he's like, this guy, what is this? And by the way, we have no shortage of this guy character so far in the movie, but the fact that the Jesus is introduced as like a league competitor, and so wonderfully, like it's one of the best character introductions in movies, if you ask me. It's
and
amazing.
they said he showed up in that costume, like he brought his own look and everything.
Freaking Roger Deakins shoots it, and like it looks so badass. Like it looks like so badass.
Well, he's and that bowling shot where it's the inside of the ball is that's pretty much Roger Deakins' like most known shot of all time. But a few lanes down, Dude, Donnie, and Walter watch him with slight resentment. Dude compliments Jesus on his skill, but Walter criticizes him for being a pederast, having served 6 months for exposing himself to an 8-year-old before asking Dude about Lebowski arrangement. Dude explains that he'll receive $20,000 as courier and shows Walter the beeper Brandt gave him. He doesn't worry about the handoff and figures that Bunny kidnapped herself for some extra money. Walter seems to take Bunny's offense personally as Jesus walks over, telling him to watch out for his team. And if they flash a piece at the finals, I'll take it away from you, stick it up your ass, and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
Click.
I love when he says, gave dude a beeper. You know, like he's referring to himself. I love that.
Well, and then that intent that like you have Jesus saying these things, right? He's all posturing and preening, and he just goes 8-year-olds, dude. It's so great because this is like because you get that established fact that is it's perfect. It's perfect because it's one of the things that tells you again because the whole time, first time we watch it, how's Walter going to react to this like outward aggression? And honestly, not by much. Because like what he really wants to do is to be able to like explode an opine at will without consequence. But in the face of actual aggression, he just kind of like just like everyone else is sitting on the bench.
I'll take it away from you, stick it up your ass, and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
One of the best character introductions
I
ever.
like the comment. You guys think being a nihilist is exhausting? How about being a fallationist?
There's a third man on their team who you only see in the background, and I want to know his story. Because
like what kind of guys? Yeah,
the other guy when they're cleaning their balls.
They both look like pedophiles too. Like the one guy is like it looks like a guy that'd be on like the Republican National Committee or something. He's like a fat blonde guy.
Anybody see the prequel that Turturro did?
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I saw interviews that he did around that time, but I was like,
it was too hard to find, or like it never was released, or
at no point ever.
Like, whatever.
So this
movie
was
released on Netflix.
Not to tip my hand, but at no point ever after watching this movie has been like, I need to know what happens to these characters next. I was like, this is a self-contained story.
Especially
everything it needs to be.
Jesus.
No, like a character that is like a badass character for a specific use case. But like, I never was like, what's that guy's next adventure? I don't care. Or his
I'm
backstory.
guessing he's going to just molest another 8-year-old.
Well, this would have been like leading up to that. It was a prequel. So it would have been
maybe
like
the next one is a 10-year-old, and maybe you just keep making movies where it's a little bit older kid every time.
But yeah, I mean that would be a great opportunity to just make.
Love to move away from this subject. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
At his apartment, dude lies happily on his new rug, listening to a tape bowling game through headphones. He opens his eyes and sees a red-haired woman, Julianne Moore, and 2 men standing over him before he's punched in the face and knocked out by them. He dreams that he's flying over L.A., chasing a woman who's riding his rug ahead of him. A bowling ball suddenly appears in his hand and pulls him to the ground where he stands miniaturized, facing a gigantic bowling ball as it rolls towards him. I love this whole sequence.
This dream sequence rules. Yeah.
Yeah. Over one of the figure holes of the ball, from his perspective, we see the ball roll down the lane away from its female bowler towards the pins. As the pins scatter, the dude wakes up to the sound of his beeper going off and finds that his rug has been taken from underneath him. At least he didn't get pissed on because he's on the rug.
Yeah. Well, yeah, great introduction for Maude, right? And a great introduction for like one of the better dream sequences I've seen in a movie, which is just like great, and also like a palate cleanser and appetizer for the Big Busby Berkeley sequence later on, which is also great in a different way.
Yeah, and this movie doesn't try to give you like these extra hints to like, oh, this is what the dreams really mean. Like I hate when movies, I feel like
it's a freaking dream. Saddam
Yeah.
Hussein's going to hand you some bowling shoes. That's what's happening in the dream. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I saw some Saddam Hussein on the news earlier,
Answering the page, dude returns to Lebowski's mansion where Brandt explains that the kidnappers want to exchange. The exchange happened that very night. He gives dude a portable phone and a briefcase. I love the detail of like the portable cell phone having to be like this big brick thing. I love whenever they have that in 90s movies. Where,
and that's what they were.
Carry around. Yeah,
they did exist, but it was like just hilariously like clunky technology.
And you really couldn't take it out of your car a lot of times. Like car phones came before. Yeah. Once the exchange is complete, dude is to call Brandt immediately. Before he leaves, Brandt repeats to dude, "Her life is in your hands." I love that whole "her life is in your hands," dude.
Yeah.
He's like, don't say that, man. Her life is in your hands. Her life is in your hands, dude.
Life's in your hands, dude. Yeah.
He's a genius actor. I miss that guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Despite Brandt's instructions to go along alone, dude picks up Walter from his store. Walter gets in the driver's seat and immediately proposes a plan for a switch, holding his own briefcase full of dirty underwear. So he and dude, you gotta imagine that briefcase fucking stinks too. So he and dude can keep $1 million themselves. Walter also plans to capture one of the kidnappers and beat Bunny's location out of him. Dude is adamantly against the crazy plan.
It's such a specious, ill thought out plan. Every piece of like, what? Wait, what? But like the thing is, he's saying this as they're going. And like so it's like he's put the dude in a position where like he can't say no, and then also he's supposed to be going alone and he keeps blowing that as well, which is hilarious. Oh, the royal we, which is great. That's great. Oh yeah,
we the editorial we, man.
I like when he says El Deuterino if brevity isn't your thing.
Brevity isn't your thing. Amazing, great.
It was his dudeness or El Deuterino if brevity isn't your thing. The kidnappers the kidnappers hang up and dude panics. The bunny is as good as dead, but Walter reminds him of his own suspicions that Bunny kidnapped herself. He takes that for granted, but like
we're skipping one of the better action sequences of the movie, which is that like Walter does the tuck and roll outside the car, and
that's coming next.
Oh, okay. I didn't. All right. Well, I don't.
At the designated location, the kidnappers call and instruct the dude to throw the suitcase out of the window onto a bridge. As they approach the bridge, dude tries to throw the real suitcase out. At the last second, Walter tosses the ringer and forces dude to take the wheel as he arms himself with an Uzi and bails out of the moving car. Despite his seemingly flawless and heroic plan, Walter loses grip of the Uzi and fires it wildly,
and it starts freaking just firing. I saw that in the theater. I lost my mind laughing. Like I was the only one. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like what? Like what's wrong with you people?
Why is it wrapped in newspaper? Is that like it's disguised?
Right?
Like
he's hiding it. Yeah, he's like if they
so
get
he's gonna
over.
take time to unwrap it and use it. I don't know.
Yeah. So the other thing is that this whole thing takes place on the Simi Valley Road, which I was wondering like when they picked to do this, because both Rodney King and OJ, those two trials both involved Simi Valley.
It was that road. After that for sure, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. to
they have to have gone
a friend
like
of a friend
location
of a friend of a
hunting
friend.
But that's well
Friend of the
known.
show.
But that's well told himself a friend who himself a friend who
got murdered by her husband.
Well known as number one, like as somewhere that's outside of LA, like in its own kind of place, but also number two as a place that's filled with cops.
Oh yeah, it's a freaking.
Can't we all just get along?
Three men on motorcycles appear just beyond the bridge. This dude scrambles out of the car with a briefcase, picks up the ringer, and then they ride off.
By the way, Simi Valley also home of the Ronald Reagan Memorial Library, just to give everyone some context.
Oh God.
Walter calmly gets up and says, "Fuck it, dude, let's go bowling."
Yeah.
That is one of the great, getting up and switching scenes.
And then the phone, like a ringing phone endlessly, like baby crying and phone ringing is usually such a hack gimmick in movie. I hate when that happens, but
so
I didn't
funny.
mind. I thought it was
It's
hilarious.
so funny because it's going off and everyone's just like, is someone gonna get that? Like, what are we doing? But like, it goes for so long.
Anything goes at the bowling alley.
It's great. Yeah.
At the alley, portable phone
ringing.
rings incessantly. No doubt Brent calling to check
dude.
on the mission. This guy's putting a lot of editorial comment into this. Dude is miserable and angry at Walter, is certain that Bunny will be killed, but Walter is calm and convinced that Bunny kidnapped herself. He tells Dude not to worry, and the Bunny will eventually get bored and return home on her own. Becomes dismayed to see the bowling schedule has him playing on Saturday, something he is forbidden to do since he is Shomer Shabbos and must honor the Jewish day of rest. The dude wonders why Walter didn't go back to being Catholic since he only converted for his ex-wife. Donnie interjects mid-conversation and is again told to shut the fuck up by Walter.
Yeah. Anytime Donnie says anything, Walter tells him to shut up, basically.
They dropped the F-bomb like 250 sometimes in this movie.
Oh,
Not as much as
Wolf
of Wall Street, like Goodfellas or whatever, right? It was up
Quentin
there with
Tarantino.
Goodfellas. Yeah,
it was up on that list. Pulp Fiction, I think, is more, and Wolf of Wall Street later on would be more, but it's up there on that list.
It's like top 10 at least, if not top 5.
Yeah. As they leave, Dude discovers his car missing along with the briefcase. Walter suggests it was towed because they parked in a handicap spot, but Dude is certain it was stolen. He starts walking home with his phone ringing.
I love that he's like, oh, could have possibly been towed, even though they parked in a handicap spot. Really? Because that's usually what happens when you park in a handicap spot if you don't have a plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but it's the bowling alley, so like they'd never do that.
Yeah. Really
Dude
great.
resolves to call the police and issue a statement for a stolen car. 2 police officers, Richard Gant and Christian Clemenson, arrive.
So
at his
great because
apartment.
again the one cop the whole time they're talking is just looking at like the plate that he used to separate the seeds out of the weed and just kind of doinking around with it and like not really interjecting that much until like wouldn't hold out much hope for the credence though at the end, which is amazing. Because first of all,
yeah,
because he's like, oh, you know, my briefcase too had important papers. Oh yeah, what's your vocation? Oh, I'm unemployed.
But they're that perfect combination of a stern older black guy and a very very soft younger white guy.
Yeah, like one of them is like a
very
vet on the force, and the other's like
Yeah.
the newbie that's like eager to please. It's again classic tropes, right? And it's so good. It's played off so well. I really appreciated that.
Yeah. So dude resolves.
And then he gets the news about like that solves the problem with the carpet, you know.
Yeah. Arrive at his apartment to take notes, and dude addresses a separate issue of his missing rug just before his home phone rings. The answering machine records a woman introducing herself as Maud Lebowski, saying she's the one who took his rug, and it sent the car to pick dude up at his apartment. The younger of the 2 cops is pleased that the missing rug issue is resolved.
Yeah, there's such great answering machine work in here that only would work at a movie set around this time. But,
Yeah.
Right.
The dude is brought to a huge loft studio filled with canvases and minimal illumination. As he walks in, he's startled by the sudden appearance of Maud, swinging in naked on a zip line, screaming and flailing paintbrushes over a large canvas to create an abstract image. She descends to the ground in his robe before addressing the dude. She explains that she's a professional artist whose work is commended as strongly vaginal, often to the point of making some men uncomfortable. She tells dude that the rug he took was
really
a gift
detailed.
from her to her late mother, and her father, Big Lebowski, had no right giving it away. I don't know why he keeps calling him Big Lebowski. Maud's flamboyant assistant, Knox Harrington, watches this dude fixes himself a White Russian, and Maud puts the tape in the VCR.
My mom
She asks
loves
dude if he
White Russians.
She enjoys sex
Okay.
as the video rolls. A smut film starring Bunny Lebowski and Uli, the German nihilist.
Okay, before we get into log jamming, can we just, which I'm
Yeah.
eager to get into log jamming, trust me. But Julianne Moore's look in this is freaking awesome. Like
Yeah.
she's the only
The
one
way
that
she
looks like
talks.
the way she talks like Katharine Hepburn or something, right? And she actually looks like she came from the set of another more serious noir movie. Despite
like the Jurassic Park movie, right? I'm assuming you're talking about Conan.
But it was really Boogie Nights, I think.
Yeah.
but
That's what
like,
she had just done.
Redoubling down on what I just said, like she looks fantastic, and she's doing rat-a-tat dialogue. It's the first person we see that's like in the that's invoked within the movie that is doing rat-a-tat dialogue at the dude, who then repeats it back to her, but in quicker time that he has done before, in that way that like he has like that sort of like
you mean
parent
coitus?
kind of thing. Yeah, you mean coitus? Great, amazing, and it's something where if you didn't pick up on that before, because it was kind of subtle, like, you know, like with him picking up certain things that he says, he hears and he's saying them later, like you really like, oh, he's just repeating things, like Chauncey Gardner and Being There or something along those lines.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
for sure.
and Julianne Moore in this is freaking awesome, and it would absolutely be just a dude's rock movie if not for her. Her character's great.
Her
Lebowski's
hair,
wonderful.
though, it almost reminds me of Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction, where she has that
Similar,
amazing...
yeah.
The bang and
yeah.
yeah.
It's a good look for. I mean, anything's a good look
Redhead.
for Julianne Moore. She's a badass.
Well, that was kind of look she was sporting in a lot of her films in the '90s too, because she had that look in Benny and June as well.
Yeah.
But she
I
asked
don't
dude
mind.
if he enjoys sex as the video rolls. A smut film starring Bunny Lebowski and Uli, the German nihilist, credited as Carl Hungus.
Carl
One of my
Hungus.
favorite-
That's a good
one of my
foreign name for a
favorite-
German.
Yeah.
Log jamming.
Carl Hungus.
Yeah. Oh,
Log
my
jamming.
friend was just taking a shower.
Yeah. What?
Brilliant.
Well, you can imagine what happens next. Oh, he fixes the cable.
I'm here to fix a cable.
Yeah. I'm
I
here to
am-
install Cinemax illegally.
I am here to fix the cable. But
Don't be fat, Joe
yeah,
Stefan.
Maud surmises that Bunny kidnapped herself, elaborating on the already obvious notion that she gets around and even bangs the producer of the film, Jackie Treehorn.
Which is again
one
another
of the
noir
two-
thing that we
Yeah.
introduced in the
also
story by
another,
name and
the
reputation.
studio, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's also a very Boogie Nights kind of like name and like characterization
Sure.
of that guy.
Yeah.
As one of the 2 trustees of the Little Lebowski Urban Achievers, one of
Amazing.
Lebowski's charity programs.
And
Maud
probably
knows
have all of
all-
them.
$1 million from its funds and was told it was for the ransom. Although she is more or less estranged from her father, she doesn't want to involve the police in his embezzlement and offers the dude 10% of the $1 million if he retrieves the money from the kidnappers. With a finder fee, she tells him he can buy himself a new rug. She then apologizes for the crack in the jaw and gives the dude a number for a doctor who will examine him free of charge.
So this is the first reveal that the Big Lebowski is not the titan of industry that he pretends to be, and that he's presenting himself as.
He's literally just a dude.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like.
I'm just
I know,
a dude. Anywhere else.
That scene where she's like, oh, well, we gave my father, we let him run into the companies, but he ran into the ground. In my head, I'm just like, no, that guy who's like,
here's you're joking. There's no.
He's a Charles Dickens character essentially.
Exactly.
Huddleston is a classic character actor. Like I get him mixed up with Burl Ives. There's no way like Burl Ives.
Oh, you want to have a holly jolly Christmas?
But yeah, boy, I just think like he's just got one of those faces and voices that's so distinct. Like, how could he not be an actor? You know what I mean? Anyway, Bridges were in a movie together before, Bad Company, the Western.
Either Kristina could do this, or one of us could do this.
You want to do all
really
casting?
List. We can do list. It's a really long list, but we'll do it after we're trying to get through this. The dude is given a limo ride back to his apartment where the driver points out a blue Volkswagen Beetle that had been following them. Before the dude has a chance to do anything about it,
so brother
shoved to another limo, waiting for him on the street inside Branton Lebowski.
And remember, I'm surprised this isn't in the screenplay you're reading, but there was a beverage present when he does that. Dude, there's a beverage present.
But my favorite scene in the whole movie is when he's in the limo and he's just hammered in the limo and he's like, I have a rash, man.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, he's vibing with the limo driver.
Yeah, Lebowski accuses dude of stealing the $1 million himself as dude tries to reason that the royal we dropped the money off and that Bunny, since she apparently owes money all over town, most likely kidnapped herself and probably instructed her kidnappers to lie about the handoff. Branton Lebowski looks skeptical before producing an envelope. Lebowski tells dude that the kidnappers will be dealing directly with him now, and any mishaps will be avenged tenfold on him. Very, very Jewish. Inside the envelope, dude finds a severed pinky toe wrapped in gauze with green nail polish on the nail. It's like, I don't know. It reminds me of like the Old Testament, where they're like, all things that happen to you will be avenged tenfold on you. It's
like a serious man, which is even a more pronounced version of that.
You know, I just realized, with the German techno band Kraftwerk, it reminds me of that ongoing sketch that Craig Ferguson had on the Late Late Show with Josh Robert Thompson, where he's like, Christmas with Kraftwerk, Florian, Ralph.
Well, yeah, and just like there's like Sprockets, right? What is that if not like a lampoon of what Kraftwerk did? And again, Autobahn is who it is in this movie, which is hilarious.
They call the band Autobahn,
dude, because it's like you could not have come up with a better, it's great.
Fun on the Autobahn.
Yeah, it's great.
In a small cafe, dude tells Walter about the severed toe, who doesn't believe it's Bunny's. Walter calls the kidnappers a bunch of fucking amateurs for using such an obviously fake ruse, but the dude isn't convinced. Walter tries to convince him by saying you get a toe for him. I can get you a toe, dude, in no time at all.
What does he say? Like you don't want to know, but you don't want to know about it, but I can get it for you. Believe me. I was like,
I can get you a toe.
What does that mean?
Walter kind of reminds me.
And this isn't a diner, by the way, which is asked to hey, can you not be yelling about all this stuff right now, please?
Walter kind of reminds me of someone we all know that may or may not have originally helped host this podcast at times.
All right.
Despite Walter's unwavering stance, dude fears for his life. If the kidnappers don't get him, Lebowski will. I don't think so. You could just run away from him. At home, the dude tries to relax in the bathtub, smoking a joint, listening to music. His phone rings, and the answering machine records the LAPD telling him they've recovered his car. Dude is overjoyed for a moment until he hears a loud banging in his living room. Looks up to see three men breaking into his apartment wearing dark clothes. The leader, who the dude recognizes as Uli / Carl Hungus, the nihilist, along with his two cohorts, Franz and Kefa, enters the bathroom with a ferret on a leash. He dunks the terrified animal in the tub where it thrashes and shrieks as dude tries to avoid it. Uli takes
nice
the ferret
marmot,
out.
he says.
Yeah, which they didn't. Apparently, the Coen Brothers did not know what a marmot was.
But that makes it
They
somehow
thought-
that makes it better because marmots is an inherently funny word.
Yeah,
Marmots.
but they thought a marmot was a ferret, and they wrote "nice marmot" because they thought that's what they were putting in the tub.
But why
and
would
they're
the? But like, I mean, like the dude
they
is not a
contacted
zoologist.
But
How
they
would he know?
contacted animal people, and they said we want a marmot, and they said, "Do you know what a marmot looks like?" And they showed, and he was like, "No, we want that other animal, like the long one." And they're like, "Oh, ferret."
Give me the ferret. Yeah. But the fact that he
Letting it-
misidentifies the
yeah.
animal, like as he's smoking weed yet again in the
Yeah.
bathtub, is hilarious to me. You know, it's
Well,
great.
it'd be less
Perfect.
funny if it really was a marmot, and he's like, "Nice marmot." It's like, how do you know that? Letting it shake off and tells dude they want their money tomorrow. Oh, so cut off his Johnson.
Yep. That's true.
Following
yeah.
morning, yeah.
Oh, that's a great scene. I mean, it's like you
Yeah.
know, it's like you get the Autobahn guys are hilarious. You get to see Flea kind of mug it up with his weird ass looking face.
Yeah, it's the "we wants the money, Lebowski." That is like one of the most quotable. That's the first
Yeah.
time they say that, right? That's
Yeah,
like one of
absolutely.
the most quotable things in the movie.
The following morning, the dude goes to the impound lot to collect his car, which turns up badly damaged and reeking with a terrible stench. An apparent victim of a joyride and temporary home to some vagrants. The
Yeah,
briefcase
who may
is
have used
gone,
it as a toilet? Yes.
which I like that Adam McKay copied kind of that same scene for the other guys when
Yeah.
when he has the Prius and they get the Prius back and it's like Adam McKay's been living in it. The dude asked the officer at the
Well,
lot
and
if
also,
anyone was following up.
you get this next great scene where it's like, oh yeah, we got our top investigators on it. You know, it's great.
got 'em
It's such a
working in
smart
They're
ass
working
line.
they're working in shifts.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you know, great. It's like, all right, dude,
Yeah.
calm down.
Um,
funny.
At the bar in the bowling alley, dude expresses his fears to an unsympathetic Walter and unhelpful Donnie. Unable to cheer him up, they leave the dude at the bar to find an open lane. The stranger sits down next to dude and orders a sarsaparilla. Before chatting briefly with dude, complimenting him on his style.
That's why it's a
wondering
Western.
Why he uses so many cuss words. He offers dude one piece of advice before he's leaving. Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes, well, the bar, he hates you.
Yeah, he says, "Do you
Gary
have
the
to use so
bartender-
many cuss words?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "The fuck are you talking about, man?"
It's so great. Such a great response.
Gary, the bartender, hands the dude the phone. It's Maud. She's miffed that the dude hasn't seen the doctor yet and instructs him to meet her at the loft. There, dude informs Maud that he thinks Bunny was really kidnapped, possibly by Uli. Maud disagrees, saying that Bunny knows Uli and the kidnappers cannot be acquaintances, which is the first logical thing anyone said in a while. She then dismisses dude to take call, reminding him to see the doctor.
He's thorough, right? And
He's
thorough.
good and very thorough. Yes. Again,
Very
Julianne
thorough,
Moore
like
is
like this synopsis.
like the synopsis. Yeah. No, Julianne Moore again, so great in this. Like, and Maud Lebowski is a very well written character that is maybe the only thing that keeps this from being like a Dudes Rock movie. But like, she is very on it. She's very competent. She has her own agenda. Like, it's a great character.
But can you
Julianne
imagine
Moore,
how
huge
bad?
fan.
Can you imagine how hard it would be for them to solve anything without? If it was just a Dude's Rock movie, no one would solve it.
Nobody would solve anything. Nothing would happen. Yeah, exactly. It would just be like a bunch of baffled dudes running around fucking stuff up.
One note about The Stranger: the Coen Brothers said that they loved Sam Elliott's mustache because they could change his dialogue if they wanted to, and you would never know. So, like, you can watch the movie.
When he's not sporting that mustache, it's weird. When he appeared on Parks and
Oh,
Rec
yeah.
as Ron
It was
Dunn without
weird.
the mustache,
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Well, and yeah, he's notable. I mean, let's all remember Roadhouse, right? Like, you know.
Yeah,
remember
well,
Roadhouse.
yeah.
Oh,
Come
that
on, come on down to the
Jackie
road,
Treehorn was in that.
Roadhouse.
What's that?
That's right.
actor's
Ben
name?
Gazzara was the
Yeah.
heavy in Roadhouse.
Yeah, he
you're right,
was in
yeah.
Roadhouse. That's right.
At the clinic, the doctor tells Dude to remove his shorts, insisting, despite Dude's assurance, that he was only hit in the face. Driving home, Dude enjoys a joint while listening to Creedence, but soon notices a blue Volkswagen following him. Distracted, he tries to flick his joint out the window, but it bounces back, lands in his lap, burning him. He screams and dumps beer on his lap before he swerves and crashes into a dumpster. When he looks out the window, the blue car is gone. Looking down, he notices a piece of paper stuck in the car seat. It's graded homework with the name Larry Sellers written on it.
Here we go.
Yeah, so John Polito's in Hot Pursuit, and John Polito's fantastic. He's another Coen Brothers regular, right? And he's fantastic.
Very
in it.
first line of dialogue.
Yeah, it's a brother
Miller's
Seamus,
Crossing.
exactly. By the way, can I tell you, after rewatching this movie for, I'm going to say probably the 1,000th time last night, we watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles after.
Yeah.
Also great. And another movie where the car just has a really hard time. It's just constantly getting
You're going the wrong way.
I watched.
Yeah.
I watched.
How do
I
they
watched
know
that,
where
like,
we're going?
Yeah,
every Thanksgiving I'm at my grandma's where like whenever I'm at my grandma's, whichever ones I'm there that has cable, I always watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's like my go-to Thanksgiving movie.
Is that where John Candy said we can laugh about it now? Like that is one of the funniest fucking lines.
I just watched the John Candy documentary. I Like Me.
Oh yeah, isn't that good?
Which is very good, very sad, but like that kind of made me. Oh, you know what? Let's rewatch this. It's
the funeral.
So
what the funeral procession where they closed the highway, dude? Oh my god, that was huge. What a moment.
Should I list casting? Because I got the list now.
Well, I think we have another couple of hours on this synopsis.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you need a cough drop or some sort of
you can say
relaxer or something?
Do we have a heart out, Matt? Are we okay to keep going over?
I'm good.
All right. Well, the next part, I can kind of skip ahead. The next part is the scene where because he found the homework. They go.
It's meeting a stranger in the Alps. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They meet a. This is
the most unexpected part of the movie.
I love the line. I love the fact that the Arthur Digby Sellers thing where he's in this movie. He's the guy that made Branded, and they made Branded such a big part of the thing from then on.
Yeah.
And he's in the giant ventilator.
Which is meant to be like in-universe Bonanza or something along those lines. But you get like a guy in an iron lung in the living room. You get like the most stone-faced kid you've ever seen in a movie, and you get to. Kill my car! I just bought this car! I kill your car!
Walter and Dude interrogate Larry about the money and the fact he stole Dude's car. They get no response, not even a wavering glance. Walter resolves to go plan B. He tells Larry to watch out the windows. He and Dude go back out to the car while Donnie's waiting. Walter removes a tire iron from Dude's trunk, proceeds to smash the Corvette, shouting, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass!"
Which this is where we... Which is where we pause the synopsis for a moment to mention that in the TV version, what is it, Matt? What is it?
This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Amazing. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
And he says it like 7 times. And when I saw this on cable, like basic cable with that, like I thought I was having a stroke for a second. Because I was like, oh my God, like what?
Someone even, a few artists have actually named their albums after like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
Because it's funnier. It's actually funnier than the actual line. Because it's like, what? What?
Because something like that can be said in like other movies, but like, who the hell says that?
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm just going to start saying it randomly in my day-to-day life.
And that's a smart idea, really.
That could make a good Coen Brothers podcast name.
Yeah, this is what happens to meet a stranger in the Alps.
Stranger in the Alps.
Yeah.
Continue for us.
Yo, skipping ahead. Back home, Dude talks to Walter over the phone as he nails a 2x4 to the floor near the front door. He yells at Walter.
One of the best visual gags, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's like you always have the moment in the noir where, we're going to block the door so someone doesn't come in, right? And so he does that and the door just opens because it's the other way.
And then he trips over it.
Later on, that's right. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. He hangs up and props a chair against the door, braced by the piece of wood, and turns away as the door opens outwardly. The Treehorn's two thugs from the beginning of the film walk in. They tell the dude that Jackie Treehorn wishes to meet him. The dude is taking it to a large mansion overlooking a front beach where a tribal orgy-like party is going on inside. Inside, the dude meets porno producer Jackie Treehorn, who appears friendly and agreeable as he mixes the dude, a white Russian, sympathizes for his lost rug. Treehorn asks him where Bunny is, to which the dude responds that he thought Treehorn knew. Treehorn denies knowing anything about Bunny's abduction, theorizes that Bunny faked her own kidnapping, and then ran off knowing how much money she owed him. Treehorn is an excuse for a phone call. He writes something down on a notepad before leaving the room momentarily, employing a trick of rubbing the pencil lightly over the pad of paper to see what was written. Dude reveals a doodle of a man with a rather large penis.
With the gigantic erection. And then he rushes back to the couch so he doesn't get caught. Amazing. Amazing.
He offers Dude a 10% finder's fee if he tells him where the money is. Dude tells him that Larry Sellers should have the money. Though Treehorn is not convinced, the dude insists he's telling the truth as his words begin to slur and his vision glazes over. He mumbles, all the dude ever wanted was his rug back. It really tied the room together before he passed out, drugged from the drink.
Well, and that's great.
That's the noir thing in all of, like, in pretty much every noir movie. There's always a scene where the person, like, in a lot of them at least, where the person gets drugged in the middle of it by somebody.
We homage that in the Villain of Circumstance video. Like, it's like a detour, big combo thing where it's like, he's unreliable, he's a public drunk, whatever. So he gets arrested while being ran around in Malibu, where we have that great that great scene with like the asshole sheriff that's like, I don't like your jerk
Yeah.
off face. I don't like your jerk off.
First,
I don't
we
like
get first we get the gutter balls thing where he has that dream sequence that's really amazing. And
Which of course, so that's how could we forget about? Well, this synopsis is like 1,000 years long. We'll be here for 3 more hours. The greatest non-Busby Berkeley setup is that dream sequence. It's so good. That's where the movie poster came from. I used to have that poster, which ultimately is probably not the best representation of the movie, but is a cool looking poster.
And like Bob Dylan, is that a weird song to play there? Like, it doesn't feel weird now, but like, would you
at the
have
time
thought
it
of
must
that?
have been like, huh?
Is that that is the scene where they're playing Dylan?
No, that's the
right?
one they're playing. That's the one where just wanting to see what condition my condition was in.
Is that Kenny Rogers?
Yeah, that's Kenny Rogers.
What's the name of that band?
So we get it's just Kenny
it's
Rogers.
driving me
I think
nuts.
Yeah.
Was this
No, but
at the time when Kenny Rogers needed to pay back like taxes and stuff? Because
probably.
Well, it was
all right, so we
it's
get
a
the
Mickey
taxi
Newberry
ride.
song. So it's if you want to know, it's from a band called the First Edition. But anyway,
That was it. That was what I was thinking of.
We get the taxi ride where we find out that he doesn't like the Eagles, and then we see as he gets kicked out of the taxi.
what does he prefer? The Eagles
the taxi driver gets so mad at him, he kicks him out of the taxi, which I love.
And
By the
it's
way,
a
if I
perfect-
drove a
it's
taxi,
also-
I'd be like, get out of here.
It's also a great scene because it's the black guy driving the taxi that likes this wants
He's
to
all
play the
about it.
Eagles,
Yeah.
and it's the white guy in the back that's like, I hate the Eagles, man.
You don't like yacht rock?
Yeah, the
So
whitest
that's
band
when
of all time.
that's when we get Bunny speeding by and playing Viva Las Vegas in her.
Viva Las Vegas.
All right, so from there we get the scene where Maud is in his apartment and she tells him that it's like that that they're gonna have sex and then that she's gonna conceive and have a child because
He's
she
like,
doesn't
what is
want
that, yoga?
Yeah.
Because no, it helps with conception. And he spits his
He
Caucasian
spits his
everywhere.
Well, and what if she goes, love me, and just like drops her like robe, which is great. I mean, the character rules, man. Like
And that's when they're in bed and he's again burning a roach, but he's talking about like
what else is new?
He wrote the first draft, not the compromised second draft.
Right,
That's where all that stuff comes out.
Yeah, the port. He goes. It was one of the co-signers of the port hearing statements, but the original one, not the compromised second draft.
Well,
He doesn't have his name on that shit.
And her whole thing is she wants to conceive, but she doesn't want to be anyone that she would see in like polite company or the circles of society that she works in, which is perfect because everything he says is more like alienating towards like her social status, and it's perfect. It's great.
It also clicks that that finally after she's already said it that her dad doesn't own any companies and he's just kind of is his trophy wife and he's that he's the one that stole $1 million. So he calls up Walter and Walter's not going to drive because it's Shomer Shabbos. But he finally gets him to agree because it's an emergency to drive him, to the Lebowski mansion, and then that's when he goes outside. He sees brother Seamus sitting on the road.
It's me, brother Seamus. John Polito. I love that guy. Great character actor. He's been in all kinds of stuff. Like he was, he was in The Crow.
Miller's
the original
Crossing.
one, not the new metal one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miller's Cross. He's in Barton Fink. It's great. He's a great that guy character actor.
He always sounds like he's eating.
Homicide: Life in the Street. He's got a great character in that. Which
Well,
is
what's
that's a
funny,
great show.
Forrest? He does not talk like that in real life. Like if you
Yeah, I'm
watch
sure he
interviews
doesn't,
with
but
him, he's very normal sounding guy. He doesn't talk
always
like this.
he always
What,
sounds
like
he's eating.
Gilbert
He sounds
Gottfried
like
type of
he's-
situation?
Yeah, it's totally normal.
He's in The Man Who Wasn't There too.
Yeah.
So after that scene is when you see that Amy Mann is the one that cut off her toe, and sent it. So they drive to the Lebowski mansion, and that
It
and,
looks
With
bad, too.
well, or
Looks like it's
lingonberry
turning black.
pancakes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
we would like the lingonberry pancakes.
Great. Yeah.
But so then they
around
drive
here.
to the Lebowski mansion. This is when Walter finally confronts old man Lebowski and tries to rip him out of his wheelchair, and he's like,
Of all the of all the cringy things that like Walter does, it's like this gold bricker. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's like, oh my god, stop.
And then he's like laying on the floor, kind of whimpering. He's like crying.
Yeah, and he pushes the dog out of it. The one I felt bad for the dog because the dog was just trying to cheer him up. So then that's when they realized that there was no $1 million and it was just old man Lebowski trying to embezzle the money.
Mm-hmm.
So the next scene, Donnie misses a strike for the first time, and they're talking about Kuwait versus Vietnam, and they walk outside, and the dude's car's on fire. And it's the three nihilists, and they're confronting him because they're
playing their own music.
Lebowski.
They're playing their own music on a boombox while they confront him, which is amazing. It's great. So there you hear like some Kraftwerk
They need
ripoff
theme
music. Yeah,
right?
it's great.
Get in the mood.
And they get into a fight with them, and Walter bites off Peter Schmer's ear.
Throws a bowling ball in his stomach.
Yeah.
And
it looks like the good guys are winning, right? So it's like, oh, great. And then, you get the classic line of, you have nothing to fear, Donnie. These men are cowards.
Yeah. But then they go behind him, they say, man down, and Donnie's having a heart attack.
Right.
There were no shots fired.
Yeah.
It's like, we call 911. He's got all that blood on his face. It's a hardcore scene. They come at him with a saber. Like, where did they get
it's true. Yeah. No, and it's
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm just trying to finish up the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
So they're seated at the funeral parlor. Donnie having passed away, but they don't want to pay for the whole funeral service kind of
What's this
stuff
right
or like the urn. So they put
Can
him
I
into
say
a
that? Can I say
can.
anytime anyone I know dies or a pet dies, I think of this scene every fucking time.
Is there a
Every
rat
time.
nearby?
Think of the Folgers
Which is
can.
they started the movie off in the Ralphs too, and they finished
that's
it
true.
with going to the Ralphs, and they get
It's his only
climb,
form of identification at some point.
I
which is great.
I love the detail when they're on the island they climb up to the top. I love the detail that Donnie was a surfer.
Yeah.
Like Donnie was constantly surfing around these areas, and it's like
all the way up to Pismo. Yeah.
And you took him, Lord. Like, you took so many.
And anytime, which is moves it right back to Vietnam
Bill
immediately.
364.
God damn it, fuck you, Walter.
And then when they're spreading the ashes, and it freaking goes in the dude's face, and it is
He's just standing there.
It is the best visual gag ever, and something I think about anytime anyone is gonna have their ashes spread outside. I'm like, be careful. Careful
He's like,
of the
I'm sorry,
wind.
dude. See what I mean, though? He gets really like. I find his character to be most relatable when he's humbled by the one guy he's friends with, because he knows if that guy turns on him, he's got no fucking friends anymore.
Right, exactly.
He only has his ex-wife. At the bowling alley, the stranger sits at the bar as the dude orders 2 beers. They greet each other. The stranger asks how he's been doing. Oh, strikes and gutters, ups and downs, answers the dude as he collects his beer and goes to leave. The stranger tells him to take it easy. The dude returns, yeah, well, the dude abides. In the final shot, the stranger finds comfort in those words and rambles to the viewer about how things seem to have turned out fine for the dude and Walter. He was sad to see Donnie go, but it happens to know there's a little Lebowski on the way. He assures us that the dude is always out there taking it easy for all us sinners.
They stole the
sarsaparilla.
They stole the ending from Braveheart.
We made it. We made it. We made it. We finally.
I think.
But
who wrote that?
I think it was
what year? Like, how long has that been online?
It was Charles Dickens, who was paid by the word. I think. Yeah.
Because that's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, we know the movie. Like, that guy actually wrote it out, though.
I've been trying.
Pretty
I've been
dedicated.
trying to work out a way so that we can go through the movie scene by scene, because there's
I
always stuff
appreciate
we
it.
miss.
Because sometimes we'll forget things, or people won't get to
I
chime
totally
in and opine
appreciate
about it. Right. So
Yeah.
no.
So-
that was the
but
most
the last
in-depth one
one-
so far since you started doing it.
Has he done any other ones?
Yeah,
I don't
he started
think
doing it when Conan wasn't here in October.
No, I mean this guy who wrote this one.
The guy that wrote this one. I don't know. Maybe
Does
he
he
became a
do, like-
writer.
But I've done it.
He's
I've
like,
done it
Lethal
on-
Weapon
on-
2.
I've tried it on Wikipedia a bunch of times. On Wikipedia, they always have barely anything, and it's really hard. Like, so I don't know.
Anyway.
We'll figure it out. We're
This
working on
this
it.
reinforces my point that the people that consider this just a vibes movie, there's plenty of plot if you're willing to pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's more than just vibes and memes, guys. Anyway,
Why don't we,
Christina,
Christina?
do you have-
Yeah.
I have the full list.
Let's
So
do
they were
it. All
considering
castings.
So they wanted Robert Duvall, who did not like the script. Anthony Hopkins, who was not interested in playing an American.
Wait.
Gene
So this is
Hackman,
for which role? For
these are
Jeff
all
Lebowski.
Yeah, the old Lebowski.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson,
Right.
who was not interested in, he only wanted to portray Moses. I respect that. Tommy Lee Jones, who was considered too young. Ned Beatty, Michael Caine, Bruce Stern, James Coburn, Charles Durning, Jackie Cooper, Fred Ward, Richard Mulligan, Rod Steiger, Peter Boyle, Lloyd Bridges, Paul
Rod
Dooley,
Steiger.
Pat Hingle, Jonathan Winters, Norman Mailer,
That would've
Dorsey
been good.
Scott, Jerry
Norman
Falwell,
Mailer?
Gore Vidal, Andy
Gore
Griffin,
Vidal?
William Buckley,
Oh,
Ernest Borgnine,
this isn't
and the current
real.
top choice was Marlon Brando, and Charlize Theron was considered for the role of Bunny Lebowski. Tim Cross auditioned for the role of Brandt.
Wow.
That totally
Yeah, there's
different
a lot of them.
movie.
Yeah.
That's. I feel like I need a minute of reaction time for each one of those, let alone like for the whole McGill.
Coden's like, this person and that person. What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Gore
but
Vidal was
Norman
the one that
Mailer.
stuck out the most, but not as
Yeah,
much as William
that's
Buckley. Anyway, he is in Gattaca. Gore
William Buckley actually would be really good for like.
He's more like
in a wheelchair.
If he'd upper class charlatan who thinks he's like tougher than he is, absolutely.
From California. From
Yeah.
California.
Oh yeah. He would perfect.
He has his,
Simi
he has
Valley
his, like,
Republican, great.
He has his fake kind of British accent where he's like, "You're looking for a handout," like.
Yeah. That would have been. That's probably the best one I heard about that. But
I think the
I'm
line.
not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
I think the line they would have had to read was, "You told Brandt. Brandt told me again. What do you want?" All right, like that is. I can
All
hear
right,
Jonathan
sir,
Winters
you
saying.
told Brandt. Brandt told me, yes. What is?
Well, I think someone like,
sir?
Are you employed, sir? I think like Rod Steiger would be great, but it's like that's so different because he's kind of known as being the kind of a crazy method acting.
Was he on that
you know.
list? Damn.
Yeah, he was.
There's a lot of
That
people
list
on that
was
list that I've
longer
already
than that
forgotten.
synopsis.
Somehow, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's a shocker. Well, especially because I feel
All
like
right,
this is so.
Conan. You told Christina. Christina told me. Yes.
It's so impeccably cast, right? So it's like the idea of like changing any part of it is like, oh, you're changing the alchemy of like something that
That's gonna be a
transcends.
totally
There's
different
plenty of
movie.
articles that are like, who the Big Lebowski today? Who would be cast? And it's like,
Oh,
The
no.
Big
Wow.
Lebowski.
Couldn't make the Big
Yeah.
Lebowski today.
Oh, it'd
Sam
be
Elliott. Sam Elliott
Because of
plays
woke.
the Big Lebowski.
no, it'd be Timothy Chalamet as the dude, and
Yeah, Zendaya. Yeah,
yeah, I
model
cannot
basket.
believe Timothy Chalamet's mother was a suggested friend to add on Facebook. So I said, why not?
to be Owen
Did
Wilson
she,
as Jeff
wait, did she
Lebowski.
accept?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it. Her whole Facebook page is just,
It's
I
me.
love my son. She
It's me,
loves
Maud
her son so
Lebowski.
much. Her whole Facebook profile is just pictures
I'm
of
here with
her
my
and
dad.
Timothy.
Hi, it's me, the Big Lebowski.
It's
I'm a
me.
quick
It's
Lebowski.
me. Maud Chalamet. I feel like Maud Chalamet is a good name for Timothy Chalamet, or Barbara Chalamet.
Barbara.
But you want to do Letterboxd?
Yeah. So Letterboxd is a social media set film lovers like out with into each other about the movies that they love, maybe the movies that they didn't love, maybe the movies that they just quote ad nauseum, and that's the review over and over and over again, as if somebody isn't mining through these trying to find some content on his free time. And of course, all of this is best expressed succinctly. It's a bottom-up democracy. Everyone gets to chime and opine, not just the Siskel's and Eberts of the world. Everybody gets to talk about the movies. And this is something that's collected weekly by yours truly. Proud to be back at it. These are the Letterboxd one-liners for the Big Lebowski. Let's roll them. Before bowling alley animations, if you threw a gutter ball, John Goodman would appear with a gun.
Am I the only one here who cares about the rules?
It's great.
I always want to yell at people on like Twitter or whatever. Or, like,
Right.
just like, am I the only person here who cares about the rules?
What are the rules?
And the answer on X the Everything app is yes. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 4.5 stars, but the TV edit where he shouts, "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps," gets the full 5 stars. I agree.
But where's the actual star rating in this review?
I mean, I don't know. Gotta talk to him.
Some people don't do.
Liam is the other guy's name right there. with Turturro.
Yeah, Liam.
Sorry, I just
he
came
looks,
to me.
Imagine being like, "That's you," like, and you're like, "I'm in the Big Lebowski." Really? Wow. Like, who are you? I'm the guy next to Jesus.
Who are you?
Wingman.
Who are you? I'm Liam.
I'm Liam. You don't know Liam, the beloved character Liam?
You mean Neeson? No, Liam.
No, Liam from the Big Lebowski. He's the
original
Jesus' bowling partner.
He has balls and he's cleaning the balls with his with
Yeah. He's got some great scenes too, but he just looks like a guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy like I could like walk down to like the grocery store and he's like, buying kale or something and a Hungry Man dinner.
Yeah,
Hungry Man,
like,
everybody.
Right.
New sponsor. Welcome on.
If you kick that guy out, he's going for your hand. So
The dude's card legitimately has the best character arc ever written.
Amen.
Yeah, that's good.
Amen to that, brother.
Where's Renee? She said chime in about Sam Elliott.
Real quick, the actor who played Liam, this is the only movie he's ever done.
That, you know what? That's a power move. I respect it.
Look, I played Liam. Who else am I going to play?
Yeah, I'm Liam. I've reached the top of the mountain. I'm Jesus' bowling partner in the Big Lebowski. What more do you want from me?
I wonder what
he's in a version of Hamlet called Piglet.
All right.
Hamlet.
Love watching John Goodman crash out every 12 minutes over nothing.
Yes.
Sounds like me.
Great.
If you will it
true,
will
man.
be. Theodore Herzl, State of Israel, dude.
Great. So good. One white Russian after another. That's right. That's right. I can almost guarantee you we're going to be covering that movie in February for Oscar season.
You like art girls?
I do, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking love them.
I can't stop laughing about you like green girls.
Well, and the meme you got him where he just has that weird kind of like hyper stiff stance too. It's great.
Yeah,
it's good. It's us talking about a meme Forrest made. Why did I not notice Amy Mann was in this?
Someone else made it. I just found it and I started laughing.
Let the record show. ... The meme that people can't see or interact with. It was all right. Why did I not notice Amy Mann was in this till now? I don't know. It took me like my third time through.
Oh,
so.
because you only recognize her when she's got 10 toes.
That must be it. Yeah, that must be it.
Oh, Amy Mann. Wow, I didn't recognize you with 9 toes.
Oh. Who's this chick that looks like Amy Mann?
I love when he yells. I love when he yells.
Foot.
Your woman is a 9-toed woman.
It's a great insult.
This anti-Semitic freak with a 9-toed woman.
So good. A crying shame that Logjamming will never be on Letterboxd.
Carl Hungus. Carl Hungus is the funniest name anyone's come up with.
I agree.
Watching John Wick, I was like, where do I know his boss from? And then I was like, oh fuck, it's Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
And then he appears in the second. He appears in the second one as himself, but he has like a mustache or whatever.
Yeah. Roger Deakins, fresh off of Kundun, using a lifetime of experience, creative instinct, and natural talent to capture Turturro licking the bowling ball.
I mean, it's a great shot of Turturro licking the bowling ball.
Yep, it's friend of the show, Jared Skolnick, right there. It's true. It's very good.
Friend of the show, John Turturro.
Friend of the show, John Turturro.
He's the most famous person that ever went to SUNY New Paltz.
All right. The dude wearing fucking jellies most of the movie damn near did me in.
Yeah. Classic. And his clothes are like so dirty and just faded. Like
yeah.
Those were somebody's clothes.
Great. Complete degenerate activity.
He keeps getting fucking punched and then he like bleeds on himself.
Yeah.
Like when he gets punched and he still has like his jaw's still bleeding when he's talking to Brant. He's like, what happened to your jaw, dude?
Yeah.
He's like, nothing, man. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Put me in a Folgers can when I'm gone.
Yeah. When I'm gone, throw me in a Folgers can and just let that baby
Dump me
go.
into the bosom of the ocean. Isn't that what he calls it? Good night, sweet prince.
We're putting him in the bosom of the ocean.
Bosom of the ocean. Carl Hungus.
That's me.
That's it.
Carl Hungus.
Yeah.
That's the tweet.
Two most interesting words in the English language. Carl Hungus.
Carl Hungus. That's the tweet.
I'm here to fix the cable. Maybe the greatest dream sequences ever made. Must agree.
Because they don't try to make the dream sequences mean something, right? Like it's totally chaotic.
Yeah, there's some great face work by the dude as well. Buscemi as well too. Yeah, but like I mean, there's incredible, especially in the bowling Busby Berkeley sequence, like where he's just like his eyes could not get any more bigger unless he was like actually cracked out. You know,
I heard that was one of the few points of disagreement by the Coen brothers on set, where Joel Coen officially directing was like, so you're grimacing in this scene, and Ethan Coen comes in and goes, really? Because I thought he'd be more like, and they filmed it both ways. Now, obviously,
it works so good because it does seem kind of unreal and dreamlike. Anyway, those are the Letterboxd one-liners for The Big Lebowski. Please follow the show at Movie Night Extra for our Movie Night Extravaganza HQ account, where we're posting clips and attendant short-form content, fun notes from the episodes. You can follow us on there and catch up with what we're doing. We even sometimes release the theme month movies on there early, so you can catch up and watch along if you feel so inclined. Be a Movie Night Extra. Carl Hungus over there at Always Flacco. It looks like the Jesus.
I'm here to fix the cable.
It looks like the Jesus is backing you up right now, which is great for the audience.
He's here to fix the cable.
He is logging all the stuff. You've been watching a bunch of other things recently, so people want to follow along your journey. They
Logging, good one.
Log jamming. He's log jamming over there in Letterboxd at Always Flacco. Follow him for that. Don't be fatuous, Jeffrey. I'm at Conan Neutron. Back to logging, by the way. After I think October might be my least logged month of like the entire year. So making up for lost time. Criterion Challenge finished. Moving along to the Borny. Catching up on just a bunch of new releases, things along those lines. So follow me along for there at Conan Neutron for the highbrow, the midbrow, the populist fair, all that good stuff. Little Bunny Foo-Foo Lebowski. Kristina Oakes down there. Adam Kristina. Follow her for, I'm going to presume, Wicked 2 logged 75 times in a row.
Not yet. Not yet. But I have so many ideas of logins now because someone made a joke about Alphabet's purple bush. So I'm going to add that to my next thing.
My word.
You like green girls?
Yeah. I'm just saying. This movie could have been rated R if I had directed it.
So,
Blue
by the way,
on a green field.
Stick around for the after party, and we'll show you guys the meme that we keep referencing over and over and over again, which is a one battle after another meme and a Wicked meme, I guess, at the same time. Like it's multiple memes at once. It's one meme after another here at Movie Night Extravaganza. That's right. That's how we do.
TikTok that's 1.6 million views right now and counting. I don't know how I did that.
Well, I don't know, but follow her at Kristina to not see that. Letterhack is the carpet pisser, apparently, and you can follow him at Strackbein.
It really does sound like a slur, though, doesn't it?
It really does. It sounds very derogatory. What's your Letterboxd handle, Matt? It's
the Letterhack.
Right? Is it the Letterhack? Okay, cool. So follow him at the Letterhack. I go full screen whenever we do Letterboxd one-liners, so I don't see anything. Sorry. Follow him on Letterboxd as well. He's logging all kinds of stuff there. Great follow. Let's hit it with the plugs, please, Forrest.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and then hit the bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. And we'd humbly request that you watch the video to the end, because it helps us with the algorithm and helps more film fans to discover the show. We're also monetized. If you want to get your chat questions definitely read on stream, you can always send us a super chat, which will help us keep the show going. Every cent helps. If you're watching on Twitch, you can gift us a free sub on Amazon Prime with your Prime membership, but getting subs on Twitch is always appreciated, and it helps to follow us on there as well. We also have an audio feed, which is available wherever you download podcasts, if you prefer to listen to podcasts rather than watch the stream. That's updated usually the same day we stream, but watching on YouTube and Twitch is the best way to get the show first, live as it happens. If you want to support us with a monthly donation and get access to all of our after parties forever, which go patron only after we do them, you can become a patron at patreon.com/movie night extra, Link is in the description for that. It really helps us keep the show going since we do have some expenses to make this happen. We also have a Discord community. Link is in the description for that. We sometimes watch movies we cover on there. We get into conversations about everything from film to TV shows to related podcasts. We even have a Discord channel for memes. It's really fun on there. You can find us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Threads. You connect with us on all of those. Talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, we recently made a TikTok at Movie Night Extra where we're putting up short form clips from the episodes. Okay, passing this to Conan so he can tell you about his music and this week's Protonic Reversal. Conan, who's on Protonic this week?
Oh, funny you should ask that, Forrest from the past. Because even though I've only been back for like 72 hours, I've done not one, but 2 Protonic Reversal episodes.
Ooh.
So there's a long awaited episode.
He's done not 1, but 2 Protonic Reversal episodes.
Ray Washam from Scratch Acid and the band Massive Albini with the R name that was between Big Black and Shellac. And Ministry and Digits and Tad and so many other bands. I know folks were really excited about that one. Ray Washam, great iconic drummer. And Steve McDonald, Red Cross and Off and Melvins. Both are great episodes available in the Patreon queue. Patreon.com/Protonic Reversal, $1 a month advance access. Both those will be dropping to the general queues next week, post-holiday. So we got 2 that are in the chamber right now for folks that only look at the general feed. And there's a couple of really cool episodes coming up as well. Back at it, off tour. Coen Neutron and Secret Friends. We did our last full leg in the South. And those were great. Those shows were great. If you want to hear more about it, we're going to be doing an after party. So I'll be chiming in about that, talking all about it. NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com. NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com for the music. We have the Neutron, the new record. We have 2 shows left of the year, one of which is with Mike Watt for my birthday in Los Angeles, California, at Redwood Bar with Cosmic Kitten. So that's going to be, and then we're playing Doll Hut in OC. So there's a weekend of shows that's happening there, and then that is it for the year till 2026, baby. We've got a couple cool things that are more than likely going to happen, but it's been a busy. It's been one of the busiest tour years I would say in a long time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've been gone more than I've been around, but somehow I managed to be on the show
on
most
the
of
road.
them. Right. So and it's all been very worthwhile. We have tour merch. One would imagine I would probably get that up. The online store. I keep meaning to do it. I kind of was like, why don't I just sleep for about 14 hours? That'd be good. So there you go. That's what's happening with that. Anything else? Creative Asylum episode dropped while I was on tour with Daniel House from Skin Yard, CZ Records, so on and so on. Check that out. It's a good one. If you want to hear a podcast where I get asked about my art, my creativity, so on and so on. He is coming on for Ed Wood in December for our Movies About Movies month, which is kind of like
we should just call it Movie Night Extravaganza.
Movies. Wait,
I mean,
movie month.
Wait, movies about movies night extravaganza.
We're gonna workshop this thing. We got all week to think about it, so we can figure it out.
We got all week to think about it.
Once upon a time, a Movie Night Extravaganza.
Is that
right?
Synecdoche or whatever?
One movie after
Synecdoche,
another.
New York.
What?
One movie after another. That's good. So kicking that off will be Sunset Boulevard with Eileen Jones. We're doing that one. So it's going to be Noir Month.
Sunset Boulevard.
Right for my close-up.
Sunset Boulevard.
And then The Player with friend of the show Ian Miller from Colin Walled City and formerly of the Briggs of Dad podcast, B. Hamilton, so on and so on. Has been on for a very long time. Who Framed Roger Rabbit with Mike Scott of the Bottle and Bond podcast.
Gotta get that cosplay ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, that'll get some
Rabbit.
Daniel House from Creative Asylum and Skin Yard CZ Records, as I mentioned, for Ed Wood. And then one, not one battle after another. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
One Hollywood after another.
One a Hollywood battle after another with Kev Riley of
one Manson after another.
All right. With Kev from Austin Danger Podcast closing out the year. It's going to be a great month. Obviously, if you're engaging with the show, you're probably into movies. So these are movies about movies, and we're going to workshop that title. Kristina, Little Bunny Foo Foo, what do you got?
I had my show today on this space with my featured guest, who's now asleep. She's finally mellowed out after trying to hack the show. I saw Wicked for Good on Thursday.
She was doing a bunch of pills on stream. She was like,
it's Rod Steiger, actually.
He wasn't doing any of that
No, the
Xanax
character
crap
Rod
those
Steiger.
kids in Welcome to Dairy were taking, that's for sure.
That was awesome.
Dude, that show
That was
is
funny. I
wild.
knew that shit was going to happen. Once they started taking those, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to take too much.
That show is off the hook.
That show is, for my personal sensibilities, I'll save it for the after party, but like I like
better
it so
than
much
the
better.
movies.
Yeah. So much better
Yeah.
than the movies.
Yep.
Yeah, so much
But,
better.
But tomorrow we're gonna do some Thanksgiving prepping stream. My mom and I were gonna make the mac and cheese and the
You're a
stuff.
prepper? You a prepper? You prepping?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
The end is nigh.
And my mom's probably gonna watch Wicked Part 1 with me on Thursday, so that's fun because she hasn't seen it yet. And
Does she know what the shiz is? Is she eating something dirty?
Anyway,
That was a fun episode. Are we gonna have Julia on for Wicked Part 2?
I already told
Yeah, we
her
got
we're
it.
gonna dress up.
All
She's
right.
going as Glinda and I'm Elphaba. I'm prepping this.
She's coming to my show on the 5th.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I had a TikTok that reached over 1.6 million views. I'm proud, but I'm still confused as to how.
I'll
I
never
just
see
thought
it,
of it.
but congratulations.
I just got home. I got home from work and I was like, "Wait a minute! I thought of something. What if?" So, yeah.
Worst Photoshop ever.
You know,
but
it
doesn't matter.
You know, instead of getting that morning wood,
so
Elphaba was
dumb.
either
It's
getting
so
that morning
dumb.
straw or corn hucks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You like green girls? You like green girls? I love them.
with purple bush. Hey, it's
Yeah.
accurate in the novel, okay? That's oh my God, that's another thing I remember from reading that novel. Anyway, I'm streaming on and off because I'm cat sitting and dog sitting at the same time.
Is this
So-
week the launch for the new show?
Next.
No.
No,
Next
it's next week, and I was gonna throw it on here that we have the Absurdity Space YouTube channel. We need I think we need 50 subscribers in order to stream on there.
No,
it
you
might
just
let
have
you
to
do
wait
it, but-
24 hours. That's
Oh,
all.
okay, because I already. All right. Well, I was
I
trying to
need
get us
50 subscribers to stream, man.
100 subscribers. Let's go.
Yeah. So
think
look,
it has to be 1,000, right?
YouTube.com/@theabsurditySpace. You know, the Absurdity Space on YouTube. We're gonna be launching this bad they them on
We are the anti abundance podcast. We're not Ezra Klein or Perry Weiss or Alan Dershowitz or Dan
yeah, there's a lot of
Lash.
people. Listen, let's not keep ourselves.
You'll have to
down.
subscribe to find out what else they're not like.
We're not like a lot of things. We're not like anything else. So the Absurdity Space on YouTube. Look it up. Subscribe if you're here. Just do it. Just do it.
Or
you
else.
don't want to. Just do it. Yeah.
I'm subscribed. Why
Matt-
aren't you?
I am busy boy. So I have
You're growing
I'm-
out your hair. I love it.
well, thank you. I am near the end of a hiatus from my regular channel, youtube.com/theletterhack. I'm still putting content on there. I'm going to go back to live shows as soon as I wrap up my newest original graphic novel. It's almost done. It's based on true events. I'm going to be talking about it a lot more in the coming days or coming weeks. I also just got done putting the finishing touches on the first 4 episodes of a brand new audio podcast I'm launching this week with my co-host Chloe Humbert called Psych Grind. You can go to psychgrind.com and find out about that. So I'm the guy that goes on hiatus to do a whole bunch of other stuff because I'm still streaming every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on this space with my original show, Hey Funny Book, about art, politics, and comics. And then that leads into Left Past 10, the weekly group panel show, which is more of a fever dream than a
Which
show.
I have been on. I've been on that show twice.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a fun one. And you guys are all welcome to come back on anytime. It's more off the rails every week, which we kind of like. So anyway, that's what I'm doing.
We gotta
Psychgrind.com.
promote our new show on any show. We're
Yeah.
willing to go on any show, but if you want to have us on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing is like I'm gonna launch a media tour of my own if I can. It's like you put all the feelers out and you're like, who's gonna have us on? But I think we'll be on the Vanguard next week to talk about Psych But I'm really excited about that because I think audio podcasts and like pre-recording podcasts, if the the vice grip that is this regime tightens anymore on leftist media, then I don't know. That might be a smart move down the line. No faces, and it's pre-recorded. You put it anywhere you want at any time. No one can stop you. Anyway,
still my model. I never changed.
I'm going to do it all though. But anyway,
no faces. Just put it anywhere you want.
Yeah, and we got a teaser up now, so you can check it out. I mean, it's and look, there's music involved. We have musical interludes. I keep saying we raised the bar to NPR.
There you go.
Like for the independent lefty media sphere. I didn't even tell you what it's about.
Brought to you by British Petroleum.
Tell us what it's about.
It's a discussion about the information and media landscape with a focus on influencers and the often inauthentic content creator gig economy and the effects that it has on society. We're talking, it's a resource for identifying all of the tactics and strategies. It's very well thought out podcast.
Sounds heady.
Not off the cuff. Yeah, it kind of is, but it's also me. So it's like that heady,
Well, you're growing out your hair, so it's headier and headier every day.
What this is like the one time I'm not talking about comics, but like I found a way to talk about comics. So anyway,
nature finds a way.
Yeah, and I've had long hair before. This is typical Letterhack.
Why don't you give us some of those long-haired final thoughts on the Big Lebowski there?
I can't say it enough. The one of the best parts about it is Steve Buscemi's reserved, restrained performance, while also being like very relevant to the story. And I just love how these characters seem so like over the top in every way, but then they are like suddenly very accessible and relatable. I think that's what the Coen Brothers might strive to do, like in writing and directing things that satisfy their own creative urges. But this is one of those times where I think that's why it's relatable. I think that's why so many people identify with it and embrace it, and it turned into a cult classic because they in a weird roundabout way, you can end up seeing yourself in the characters.
Hell yeah. Kristina, final thoughts.
This is my favorite Coen Brothers movie, if I'm being honest.
Oh, wow.
12 out of 10, no notes.
Wow.
And that's not an opinion, man. It's a fact.
But that's just like your opinion, man, is like one of the best rejoinders for anything, though. It really is.
Well, that's what you got to say if somebody says they don't like the Big Lebowski. You say, that's just your opinion, man.
Your opinion, man.
I think it's weird when there are people like, I don't like the Coen Brothers, and I'm like, what?
They've done so much different stuff.
That's what happens. When
I don't like the Beatles. Really? Not a single song? None of them? Okay. Yeah, whatever.
That's just not possible. It's not possible.
You gotta like Yellow Submarine. Come on now.
Conan,
I'm not saying I don't like the Beatles. I'm saying people have said that to me.
I know, but that's just impossible. To not like
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's my favorite Coen Brothers, right? Because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 5. This is right now in the number 5 position. So an honor to cover it because I think we've covered. Well, we're going to cover The Player, which we technically speaking have covered, but we haven't. So yeah, we're touching them all on this one. Like I said before, it's a successful lampoon and celebration of the noir and detective crime genre. I think the denseness of the script, as evidenced by the synopsis that was almost the entire length of the episode, as well as the quirky and eccentric deployment of that with just some real top-tier performances and direction. It's not a surprise it's become the cult favorite it has. And I love every part of it. I think everybody is, at this point, treated accordingly for the genius that it is. Where was Oscar for John Goodman? Many have asked, including me right now. Mm-hmm. But Julianne Moore, underrated work is Maud Lebowski, not just because she's hot, which she is, but she's
and she still looks hot.
Look, goals is all I gotta say.
Even when she falls in love with a 16-year-old and then.
And yeah, well, exactly. I get it. Yeah, it's like, all right. But you gotta love Jeff Bridges as a character that is now so classic and iconic that we reference it for other things. But the thing is, it comes back to he's embodying a very specific kind of guy perfectly, like really perfectly, and like this loosely affiliated counterculture ethos. And a pacifist derivation of Marlowe's the Long Goodbye, Marlowe and Long Goodbye with Elliott Gould. Inadvertent slacker anti-hero, right? And it's easy to dismiss this one as just vibes, because the vibes are very awesome, but the script is impeccably crafted and it really works. And there's way more to delve into if you give it multiple viewings and you get past the surface elements. I think it's one of the best comedies ever committed to film. And I think it's fantastic to be able to include this in Noir Month after examining the genre for a whole month. I think it's actually makes it even better for me.
I thought it was Robe Venber I can't even say it. Robe Venber?
Robe Venber.
When you
movie about robes.
It's this movie. I mean, Boogie Nights could be in Robe Venber.
Wait. We need to do. Actually, we should do like
throw in your robe movies.
About porn.
Or your robe.
I know plenty of people in the industry who could come on and talk about what it's really like.
One battle after another. It's a robe movie.
It absolutely is a robe movie. Yeah.
I keep on thinking every time I watch Boogie
Nights, I think the robe and
Coke and just going nuts.
I feel like the robe in One Battle After Another is definitely inspired by the robe in this movie.
Got it.
Like
I think so.
Inspired by the
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you gotta
a mixture between that and he's kind of dressed like Cheech from Cheech and Chong. There's that look going on.
We are doing an after party after this, so you'll hear some tour highlights.
One after party after another.
One after party after another. Here's some tour highlights from me. I'm sure Kristina will have Wicked 2 thoughts. We'll talk a bit about stuff that's coming up, all that good stuff. So join us for that.
I'm seeing it on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So there you go. All right.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
I don't want to know that Alpha is the Wicked Witch of the West the whole time.
Wow, I can't believe it. Who's the Wicked Witch of the East?
The Wicked Witch of the East.
I really appreciate you having me on. It's always a blast.
Thanks for coming on. Maybe someday we'll let you pick the movie, but probably not.
Nah, we got a tradition going.
You got a pretty good run going.
That's like I feel like being like the younger brother or something is always like I want to pick the movie. No.
Yeah, no. But hey, in my opinion, this is the number 5 movie of all time. So
could be worse.
Coming in at number 5. That's just like your opinion, man. The Big Lebowski. All right, join us over there on the after party. The sheriff's a real reactionary. We're gonna be over there on the after party. Thanks for coming on, Matt, and the dude abides.